Oh, hi. Hi. Can you guys hear me now? Hi. Did I totally goof up? Okay. Are we here? Am I better? Can you guys hear me now? Uh, I'm sorry about that. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, cool. Okay. So let's start this over and I'll cut this part out. So anyway, welcome to the show. I was having a little issue before we went and my camera wasn't connecting either. So I don't know. There's a little gremlin in here tonight, but hopefully the Cricket Wireless doesn't show up for Renato and hopefully everything works on his end. But yeah, we are going to have Pedro Munhoz on with us. And what I was saying is that Pedro has a fight coming up at UFC 276. He's fighting Sugar Sean O'Malley. So that's going to be fun to talk to him about that fight. And obviously we'll talk about the fights that just went down at UFC 275 this past weekend, where we had Glover and Jiri in this incredible fight for the ages, where Jiri got the title at the 28 seconds left or something, just insanity. And Valentina defended her title against Taila Santos. That was a very close fight, probably closer than a lot of people expected. And we'll talk about Zhang Weili and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Let's up. All right, folks, we got a lot of folks here. It's good to see you guys. So Renato will be here in just a few. I am working this weekend at UFC Austin, which means we have Calvin Kattar. Oh my God. Ooh, Calvin Kattar. Okay. So Calvin Kattar is a former guest of this show. I am not going to lie, partial to Calvin Kattar because he is from outside of Boston. That's also where I grew up. So definitely a hometown hero. He and Rob Font, another former guest of ours here on the show, will always hold a very close place in my heart. So Calvin was one of the first guests, if not the first guest of the year, I think, this year. So you have to go back several episodes, but the episode that we had with him was really, really fun. We talked about a lot of Massachusetts things, but also we talked about his incredible fight career. And that was before his fight with Giga. And so there was so much stuff about the division and what he wanted to do. Then we also know, how that fight played out. So really well worth going back to look for. That is the episode with Calvin Kattar, who, if I'm honest, like what's not to like about Calvin Kattar? He can fight. He's cute. What's not to like about Calvin Kattar? Hey, speaking of what's not to like, speaking of having the looks, having the abilities, everything. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome 27 champion, Mr. Renato Laranja. Hi.
Oh, God, speaking of charm, good looks, fighting, sensuality, sensitivity, panache.
The complete package.
Chivalry. Oh God, I already said sensitivity.
I think you said sensitivity. Yeah, I think you did.
I want to harp on that one because I can be very sensitive in the height circumstance.
Can you? How are you?
I feel much better. I'm telling you here. Good. I'm on some experimental drug, and it's called PCP, caralho.
Oh my gosh.
It's burned the Covino out of there, porra. Yeah, and I have some visions. I have on a vision quest, porra.
Oh, well, wow. Okay, well, I can't tell if I'm supposed to say I'm happy to hear that or I'm not happy to hear that.
Well, you should be happy because I have more energy now.
Okay.
And I have more joie de vivre.
Okay. I do. Okay. So here, listen, let's tell the people what's coming up on the show tonight. So we are going to talk with Pedro Munhoz.
Oh, yeah.
Which is going to be nice. Yeah. So then we'll talk about UFC 275, those fights that just went down, which were incredible. We will look ahead to this weekend which means we'll do who, how, when. So who people think are going to win this fight between Calvin Kattar and Josh Emmett. And I was just telling everybody about Calvin Kattar being a former guest of ours, and we'll have to look back. I'll have to get my phone out and we'll have to shout out the winners who came the closest to picking them right for the who, how, whens for this past weekend. And then we are also going to talk about the favorite basketball movies because Renato, we have the NBA playoffs going on right now. So I figure we talk basketball, and then we have the results from our nickname showdown, and we have a nail biter in one of the brackets.
Okay. I like the sound of that one.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So that is all what is coming up. And yeah, so we can even get right into it before Pedro's gets here, or let's see if we have any questions before he gets here, because we might actually have
You mean questions for Munhoz?
or yeah, or if people have any
just
questions for
questions in
Pedro.
general?
Well,
the
here's a question. Joshua Macklin is saying, now that the Czech Republic has their first champion, who do you think will be next to be the first one to bring the belt to their country? I can see Merab bringing the gold back to Georgia. Yeah, Merab Dvalishvili he's a powerful fighter. He could take it home to Georgia. So could Ilya Tapuria, for that matter. You never know.
No black fighters ever took that back to Georgia before.
He means Georgia, the country, Renato, over in Africa. I mean, in Russia, like in Europe. Remember, we actually had Merab and Aljamain on, and Merab talked about taking Aljamain to the Black Sea over there.
Yeah, he took him to the. I thought that was his nickname for Georgia because so many black people there. He's called that one the Black Sea.
No, Georgia, like over, in Europe, Eastern Europe.
I'm gonna agree and disagree because I don't understand now what you're talking.
Okay, we can. Okay, but anyway, yes. Right. Well, we're saying right because Francis took it home to Cameroon, right?
Yeah, like what's his name? You remember in Trading Places, Eddie Murph was his guy came from Cameroon. You remember when he was like, he's an African student from Cameroon, and then he handed to Lionel Joseph from the Haile Selassie Pavilion. You remember that? You couldn't get away with that now.
No.
You remember?
Yeah, right. Yeah. You can't get away with anything anymore.
Beef jerky time. Lionel Joseph. You remember he said through the dress? Lionel Joseph from the Haile Selassie Pavilion. God, are you?
I do.
Anyway, I went off on a tangent or whatever. So what the fuck we was talking about?
Well, just the question was, and I can see our guest is here in a second, so we'll just answer this question. But was like, who do you think could be the first person to bring the belt home now to a new country, right? Like Joanna brought it home to Poland; she was the first Polish champion. Now we've got our first champion from Czech Republic. Let's say,
Well, you have Adesanya brought that back for New Zealand, but also for Nigeria.
Right.
Who's out there? I know there's some guys from.
Listen, our buddy could bring it home for Scotland in a few years.
This is true, but do you think he's gonna be the first, Bohan?
He would be the first Scottish champion.
Is there someone from like Moldova or some shit like that? Like somebody.
Well, that's where like Iwan Kudalaba is from.
Oh, Kuchela.
But he lost his last fight the other day.
I would have said Portugal. But
Fialho.
But caralho. Okay, we're gonna talk about that another time.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, because let's get to our guest. He has got a fight coming up at UFC 276 against Sugar Sean O'Malley. It is Pedro Munhoz. How are you?
Cara. You got dark. You got Miami.
That's the floor. That's like Brazil.
Yeah, but my brother, we need more. We need to see your beautiful face.
Yeah, we need to see you.
Tá sumido, fera. I haven't seen you in so long now.
Muito mais luz.
Now I can barely see you here. The female want to see you.
Do you need more light on the back? You're saying?
No,
in front of your face.
In front of my face. Hold on.
The Frenchie the cara.
Hold on. Let's see
we want to see cara.
Hold on.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. He's living nice. Look at that big screen TV.
I know, but we can't show that stuff on. We'll get a YouTube flag.
It's the wife right here on the back.
Oh,
right
the wifey.
So how is that?
That's good. Right, that's good. But you got to block out that TV behind us or we'll get in trouble. We can't show the stuff that's on the TV.
All right. So let me just turn a little more this way then.
But look how you're living. You're living like
he's living like a king.
You're living like the Sultan of Brunei. Look at you. You have a velvet couch. What is that, velvet?
It's the patio right here. It's the living room right here. As you can see, it's big mirror right here, window. you know, and we have like a 2 parts of the living room. It's a nice humble house here in Florida, man. You know, when you in
Nice.
Miami, let me know. You guys gonna come right here
Well,
and
yeah,
drink
I can, but I'm not
and
gonna bring
drink
this.
some of the Brazilian coffee and
Uh,
smoke the Florida maconha.
oh,
Nice.
we're gonna smoke. We're gonna smoke that one. Well, that's illegal. My brother, you're gonna smoke banana leaf, caralho.
Oh
Um,
man.
it look.
Wait.
You look like you have the shadow of a beard.
I was just gonna say with the light,
What's
it's
worse,
like
the TV in the background or
Okay.
this?
No. So let me see. Then let me try this
Let's
right
fix
there.
because we're gonna make you famous from this one, caralho. We don't want nothing. Oh,
All right. You got better now?
oh,
Wait, hold
look
up.
at that one.
I mean,
Oh, look at you. Look how much better.
show de bola.
You look at gorgeous. Now
All
you're
right.
like me. You look like a hiccup down.
What's your ethnicity, Renat?
Well,
Hey, so
okay. So my my father is African American, you know, and he was do a Kahari tournament and Valley Trudeau in Hill, and then he was spending some time a couple nights with my mom here. I mean, in Hill, and then he was check a plane and never came back. So
All right.
I was grew up. So my dad is black, and then my mom is Irish, Swedish, German, English, and if she's a blonde, blue eye, and stuff like that. But I'm come out, you know, like caramel, you know.
Yeah, like a Puerto Rican.
I mean, look like one of the better look Puerto Rican out there. I can also be like an Arab Sultan or something like that. Whatever you want.
Egyptian, Brazilian
I thought you said
also.
deep shit. Yeah. Well, the skin having the quality of Egyptian cinema. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. It's true. A lot of people is in deep shit now that we hear. So, okay. So my brother, it's been a long time. Okay, I haven't seen you in a long time. Let's talk about what's going on. A lot of exciting stuff. I mean, first of all, since I've seen you, we saw each other last time in person was the tournament now in Long Beach.
I think it was a long time ago. I think it was LFA on
Oh
Orange
yeah.
County. That was a
Okay.
long time ago. I
And
was
so
I was in LA,
yeah.
so it's been
And
even here since that has been like 6 years,
And
something
I
like that.
remember you telling me, look out for me because I'm just the UFC now. I'm going to start making some noise. And I thought, you know what? Good for this guy. You know, he's going to, he's going to do okay, you know. And then come to find out, I watched this guy fighting and he's fucking porrada every time. And he's beating all these guys. He knocked out Karyn Bryant. And I'm going, porra, the young Punisher. I should have tried to manage you back when I saw you. I missed out on
you forgot one fight that was really interesting. There was Frankie Edgar and myself. We fought a main event, 5 rounds.
I mean,
there was a fight that even though I lost in paper, there was a fight that I took a lot of honor.
Yeah,
that was in Vegas. I think I worked that one.
Yeah.
That was the main event. That was intense.
Like the status I won 4 rounds.
Yeah,
but the judges gave split decision to Frankie, which legend of the sport. So for me, it was really nice too.
You know,
so it was the fight that I took a lot of pride of that too.
Well, I'm glad that you have that attitude because I'm a big fan of Frankie Edgar, but because I know you better, I know Frankie too. But we countrymen, even though you're Paulista and Carioca, but it's okay.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay. We have to stick together.
Yeah, but we have favelas in São Paulo too.
This is true. But you guys, instead of going to the park, you go to the park. Anyway.
Yeah, to the park.
Yeah, to the park. Okay, you guys sound like 30s gangsters. Like, we say like the female named Carla, but they say Carla. Hey, her name is Carla. So anyway, enough about making fun of Paulista.
Oh man!
But when I saw that fight, I thought to myself, listen, may the best man's win, but I had you winning that one. And I thought you got hopped in that one. No disrespect to Frankie, because I love the guy. He fought his ass off, but I just didn't have him winning that one. So
yeah,
it happens like that. But the fans know, and you didn't lose any fans from that one.
No, for sure. No, and besides that, it was a lot of experience too.
Yeah.
I grew a lot, learned a lot from that fight, and
well, you still
right after that,
you still look the same short. You sure you grew? Between
the what?
I said you still look the same short. You said you grew from that, but I think you stopped growing at a certain point, my brother.
You're right. You're right. So let's say I learned a lot from that.
True. Okay.
That was cold.
Better?
That was pretty cold, Renato.
Listen, I may call a spade a black guy or whatever. Whatever is the terminology, because if I see something, I'm gonna tell this. I'm a straight shooter.
For sure.
I can't pretend like that the guys from Alfalfa Male is Chow. We know that they're shot. Have you ever trained with Alfalfa Male?
No. Who is that guy?
The camp. It's a Team Alfalfa.
He means Team Alpha Male, like Uriah.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that team. They have a lot of nice guys out there.
Great guys. I love all those guys, but I can't train there because if I go there, it's like gonna be like Gulliver's Travel. You ever read that book?
He's
wake up.
Never read that book. Never read that book.
Well, he's going to a different land and he's get kidnapped by a bunch of little guys like that, little people, Yeah, and they study him and stuff. They take his knowledge from his jiu-jitsu and Vale Tudo. I can't let that happen.
So you say they train jiu-jitsu in Vale Tudo?
Yeah. And they, it's a whole thing and all that. I think Hip Van Winkle is in there or something like that. I get the story fucked up, but basically it's a Gulliver Travel. Look that one up. I don't want to go through but
I'm definitely gonna look him up.
Team of Alpha is gonna be, it's not in my
Oh my God. Hey, listen, Pedro, not for nothing though. You do have a big fight coming up with Sean O'Malley, and that is a name, that's a marquee name. That's about as big a name you can get other than, a title eliminated fight. Like that's a massive fight to get. So how do you feel about that one, knowing that there are other people in the division who are kind of critical of the matchup?
For sure, Karyn, for sure. No, that's definitely a fight that since my loss, I had last year was a 2 loss back to back. It was against Aldo, and then right after that with Dominique, which was very close to fights.
Yeah,
I still I was telling Henach. Yeah, that I grew, I learned, I grew, not in size. I learned.
Yeah. The shadows. Beautiful expressions and stuff like that.
I learned a lot from those fights. So I'm definitely every single fight that I'm going to, I always feel that I'm getting better as a fighter. So this one against Sean O'Malley too, so first I never deny any of my opponents. So they offered me this fight, like any other fights. I say it was great. Let's do it. So I had a lot of times to work. Like this camp has been already 3 months every day here in American Top Team. We have a lot of great partners here, great coaches out here. Training here is really strong, and I feel great. My confidence is very high going to this fight, even though that he's a younger fighter, taller, longer. He fights very well, and but I believe the experience and the durability going to this fight, the closest that this fight gets and gets to the second to the third round, I think I have a lot of possibility to stop him.
Okay. Is it gonna be a third or a 5?
It's gonna be 3.
3. Okay. No, I'm just wonder. I don't know if it's
he's on the same card as Adesanya fight with Cannonier. He's on the next pay-per-view.
Frankly, I would want to see this one more than that one.
Yeah.
So now I got a question. Now, a lot of people don't like that kid. You know, a lot of people is hooting for you or anybody who fight against that kid. Okay, I'm one of these people now. Of course, I gotta hoot against him now. You know, because meu irmão. Okay, but I have to say, the funky style and the fun and the some of the flavor is exciting to me, and I enjoy
For
to
sure.
I enjoy when new blood like that is in there. Having said that, here I'm hooting against him 100% in this fight, okay? Because friend over, you know, whatever. But I'm curious. I'm curious. Did you like the guy? His style, was you a hater or did you like him before you signed to fight him?
I try to not get like personal, you know, because like I say, it's a professional, it's a sport, and
But
so
I
that was
style, his fighting, just fighting. Forget the
oh,
talking.
just the fighting.
Did you
Yeah,
appreciate
okay.
it or did you
I
go, he's got his
No, he's very interesting. He's tall, very tall for the division. You
yeah,
know, even though we were having a hard times to find partners at his
yeah.
size, but
Oh
So,
we
yeah.
so you
eventually we
respect,
were able to get some guys from Hold and other guys. So I thought he's a danger fighter. You know, the stuff that he does is very interesting, and that's the reason that you say a lot of people hate on him. I feel the opposite.
Mhm.
I feel that he has a huge followers, and
yeah,
whatever he does, it works very well for him. So yeah, other than that, that style is definitely
yeah,
a little bit different. He has a lot of talents.
yeah.
The reason that I accepted this fight because I believe my skills. So
I
Mhm.
love that.
um,
I love that. And this is a
Yeah.
big
you know,
step up. This is a big step for this guy because they
I
know
fought I fought everybody, number 1 to 15.
I
Yeah.
know, I
Being
know.
the top, I'm being the top 15. My last 8 fights, 9 fights.
And
So
you losses, the ones you mentioned, is against the creme de la
The
creme.
best
You know,
of
it's
the
the
yeah,
best
best.
of the best of the best. And we're not talking about you getting outclassed. You're
yeah,
talking
Right.
about the margin is like that, you
for
know?
sure,
Right.
for sure,
So
and that's
To the
what.
point.
to me and to a lot of fans,
Yeah.
you don't lose any stock from that.
No.
They because they know no matter what, win, lose, or draw, you always in there. And
Right.
you have a technique, you have crisp technique. And I was, you know what, I was surprised when I first saw you fight in Vale Tudo is I thought that you was mainly a jiu-jitsu guy, you know? And then when I saw how crisp your striking was, I said, Porra, this
But I
guy,
had to get like that because
huh?
my first I had to develop my striking skills real quick. I basically came from jiu-jitsu. I had done
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu, started doing jiu-jitsu at 13 years old
yeah.
in Brazil. I moved to United States 12 years ago. So at the time I was 23 years old. So as I
Mm.
came here as a already black belt. So I won 2 times the national no gi, and I lost a lot of the fights too. So I had a lot of experience on jiu-jitsu. But
Yeah.
going into MMA, I was I always liked boxing a little bit, even though jiu-jitsu was like my man, let's say, background.
Mm.
Mhm.
So boxing, that was always something. So when I moved to LA, I had the opportunity to train with a lot of Mexicans. So
Well, a
that's
lot
why
of
a lot of them, yeah. So in Brazil, I didn't
wow.
get too much opportunity to train boxing,
Yeah.
and I trained a little bit kickboxing, but not as much boxing. So I started learning boxing, train boxing in Los Angeles. So we used to
Now,
Black House back then. We used to have
Yeah.
people from Maywood boxing, a lot of Mexican guys, world
there's one
champions.
thing we have here is the Mexican.
Oh heck yeah, man. That they can
We have a lot of
scrap.
that one. And those guys
Oh
is
yeah,
they must
Woo.
help you because you have a double that one, the Pohara spirit, you know. And then
Yeah.
when you mix that with the Mexicans sparring and stuff like
for
that,
sure,
To
for
and that's
sure,
what I like about
and
you,
that's
that
yep.
you have it both. You have, if you need to be technical, you can be technical. But if you also want to get into some Pohara stuffs, you have the heart and the chin to deal with that stuff too, you know.
Yeah,
I
So my first, let's say, 8 fights for UFC, I had a lot of submission, especially like a guillotine. But not, and then after that, a lot of the fighters they stopped shooting at me. So then I had to develop more my striking skills, so I
Yeah.
would be able to hurt them, and if they would shoot, I
Yeah,
would able to submit them. So yeah, but mainly jiu-jitsu was my background.
yeah,
Jeez. Yeah. It's funny. You say the whole idea of being able to be technical, but then also to have that Mexican fight spirit. Like I think of a guy like Cub Swanson, and you're kind of like that, where it's like that
Yeah,
kind of thing where nobody signs up and goes, oh, I'm just going to sign on for this fight with, with Pedro or Cub. And like, "Oh, I'm just going to breeze in there and,
yeah,
have an easy little fight and get
yeah.
out." Like as soon
It's
as you
funny to
sign
say
that
that.
contract, you're like, like,
It's
yeah,
and
funny to
isn't
say
that the
that
truth that it's been hard for you to get some fights because that's the whole thing where,
for sure.
maybe the people, you're trying to climb the rankings. Other people know that the risk versus the reward of fighting you is so difficult that it's tough for you to get fights.
Yeah, not anymore. I think that this like young generation, like I was saying, I'm 35. Did I say
Yeah.
young? Did I
oh,
say
caray.
like 27, 20,
Mhm.
25? Say they feel that they could develop like some skills too. So lately I haven't not like beginning when I signed UFC, it was a little bit. Even Sean used to tell me that he was having hard times to get me fights,
Okay.
but not the last 2 3 years.
Oh,
Let's
good.
say
Okay.
even more. Yeah. So
Yeah,
be
because
fighting like
your name is getting out there more. The
Right.
price.
yeah, for sure. And then the
Yeah,
That's true.
challenges too are bigger. People like wants to fight for the title, so it was a fight eliminator. Um, Frankie, Aljamain. So it was two great opportunities that I have very close to get next to the title, and
Yeah.
those two fights ended up losing. So yep. So Aljo still won the champ, and somebody that I was very happy to see his last victory.
Hey, so
oh yeah,
somebody's got a question here for you. Asking, this is Jits Life 803, come asking, what's your lineage, your
I
jiu-jitsu
know,
lineage?
I know. No, didn't you came from Cohibrina?
As
Who
well,
I love. Cobrinha
as
is
well.
my daughter used to train with Cobrinha. I love him.
Cobrinha, I met Cobrinha a long time ago. Let's say 2014, 2015. I met Cobrinha. Uh, I got my black belt under Barbosa. It's a guy there in Brazil. Cobrinha used to train with another team, so they
Mhm.
eventually broke up that team. So Cobrinha was kind of like training with us, but at the same time he went to no. As soon as he was that gene split, he went to Alliance. But even there, we developed a good relationship. So while I was living in LA, I used to train with Cobrinha a lot. So
Wait,
yeah,
you
he's a
develop a
good
relationship
friend of mine.
with Cohibrina?
What's that?
You develop a relationship with Cohibrina?
A little bit.
Oh, caralho.
A
Be
friendship.
careful,
I thought
be
what
careful.
it's Pride Month. You never know, caralho.
a,
You got a
friend,
bakery?
a friendship.
Oh, caralho. Okay, yeah.
Was it the place on the corner of
Like the
Wilshire and
Brazil,
Highlands?
like the Brazilian style,
Yeah.
Renato.
Oh, I know, but it's this. You know, you never know. The Paulista have a different style because
but
Wow.
Cobrinha is Paulista too.
I understand. That's why the two of you guys, in here, if you see two guys is
Wow.
in the same, one in the passenger, one in the driver, you say, "Cara, you guys is Paulista, cara."
São Paulo is normal, Renato.
No, but the thing is different out there. Those guys,
Wow.
see, in here, when you meet a woman, a women's, you kiss both cheeks. It's customary. You go, "Mwah," oh, cara, mwah, like that.
Yes.
But these guys, they stop at one guy. They just go, "Mwah," like they don't want,
Hey,
like they go
that's
like
true.
this, like ew, ooh, gross.
So you're kind of more similar than Carioca style, I can see.
Yeah, I need that style. I come here, I grab by the elbow here. Like if I sit there when I'll go, my God, like that, I go, one God,
Paulista sometimes they only like fist bump.
yeah, no. I no,
Cariocas like to hug and kiss more.
yeah,
Paulista just fist bump.
I mean like
Tim
to hug.
Tim is saying Pedro versus Cody was one of my favorite moments. Yeah, that was a great win. Obviously,
think
that had to feel great. What is your memory of that fight?
mine or his?
It Maybe let's first maybe hear from Pedro, then you, Renato.
Oh God, are you? I mean, forget it. I guess we'll make it all about fucking Pedro now. Okay, go ahead. What it was like to be in there?
Man, it was great. So I don't about like 3 years ago, but it seems like very fresh in my mind.
Wow, it flies by. God, are you 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years already. So Cody is a great guy. After that, we developed some relationship and actually a friend relationship.
Oh God, okay. Thanks to my God. Thanks God. Thanks. So now, you know, I gotta tell you, I was rooting for you, of course, and for you, this was your biggest step up, I think, at that point in the UFC.
For sure.
Okay, and I remember going, he can do it, but it was dangerous, you know. It was like, okay, I think he can do this one. I had I thought you was gonna win the fight. I never imagined it was gonna be like that.
So do I.
That's not how I saw you winning the fight. And when that happened, I went, oh, God.
I didn't know there was going to be a knockout in first round either. You know, I thought it was
just
going
a combo.
to be
like you was just on automatic pilot, no?
Yep, we were like that. We were like that. You know, he hit me, hit him back, and we both stopped right there and started exchanging.
It's funny, you know, when people not hunting for the knockout, a lot of fight I know, they say like some of the hardest ones they hit people with, that is the one that they thought was just, it was nothing. It was like just part of finishing up the combo from the gym, you know, like the one I did 1,000,000 times.
For sure.
Like Alan Joban, I forgot who he knocked out against the cage one time. He was like, I thought it was nothing, and he knocked the fucking guy out cold. And I think it's almost like where you hit, you know, like when you're not chasing a strike, chasing a home run in the baseball.
And you just swing easy.
I don't know much about baseball. I don't know about baseball, buddy.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not too much in baseball.
I do. I was really good at it.
Oh, you are? But okay, so you know, I've just fucked around a little bit, but the ones where you're not even trying that much and you think you didn't even put that much mustard on that one, that's the one that go over the fucking fan.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yeah, just the same as the knockout, like, well, what just happened? And the thing is, you know, when you're not trying to...
Maybe that's my problem then. I found what my problem is. I put too much effort to knock people out.
You're trying too hard?
And that, you know?
Well, no, but the one, the Cody Gallagher branch, that's an example of that one. You wasn't putting every fucking ounce of yourself in that one. It was just part of the programming. Yeah. And then, boom, oh, shit, okay, I'll take it.
I see. That makes sense.
Please and thank you.
That's a gift from my God. You understand?
I want to see if there's some more questions here.
Huh? Yeah, the import. How's your wifey over there? She's bored.
She's I think she's looking something on the phone right here, like Amazon, something like that to buy, I guess.
How's her friends? Her friends is nice and everything.
She had a few friends in LA, but to be honest with you, I don't think you would be interested in none of them.
Oh God, are you? She needs to get more friends. She needs to go to like a Zumba class or yoga, and then build up a friend list. And then you're gonna like
it here, you know.
Wow. Don't let him near any of your friends.
That's gonna be your style here. You gotta come down here.
I'm gonna find some Cuban women out there.
JH125 is saying that Pedro, that there's at least one or two fights that they felt that you won. Yeah, like how do you feel when you do have these close fights, these split decisions, when things don't go your way? Are you like, how long does it take you to get over that loss? Are you the kind of guy that like, you know, sulks about it? How do you feel about that? Because I would imagine a split decision or a loss where a lot of people say that you won, that's got to sting, and that's got to be a little bit harder to shake off.
For sure. You know, it takes some time. It takes some, you know, reflection and sitting with the thoughts, and you know, and
well, also, it sounded like you said seeing the socks. What that have to do with it? Why you said? I didn't hear you. What you said?
Sitting with the thoughts, you know, like
sitting to the thoughts. Yeah.
With the thoughts, thinking, pondering, reflecting.
I
Yeah.
thought
Did
it
I
was like a
say-
Paulista express, you know, like you said, like, hey, I gotta see the socks, you know, I gotta take time, I gotta see the socks. Maybe that means you gotta like look down and go, oh, God, I don't know. They have different ones, you know.
You know, and
A Paulista girl, I used to know. She used to say, you know, why you think, Renato, you're the last cookie in the bag? And that was like, you know, like the like I thought I was the shit. Or
Like
whatever.
thought you were all that, right?
That
Yeah.
was like a Paulista one. So I don't
You're
know.
not the last cookie.
Yeah.
In the bag.
seeing the socks, nah?
Yeah. Okay. You was thinking that. Okay.
At any rate.
Yeah, and you know, think enough, but don't think too much about it. You know, that could stop, you know, other parts of my life and things like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
believe, like, you know, if we would look at the whole picture of family, friends, and people that we love, and I think this is, you know, at the end of the day, something that we feel grateful about it. And to my God.
Yeah, you think through to my God. And you also think about your Uncle Henach. You know,
all the time.
Imagine imagine yourself being 13, just starting jiu-jitsu, okay? Having the posters of Uncle Henach, the sneakers, all that shit.
The
And
vitamins and minerals.
all that, the vitamin mineral, the fruits and veg. And then one day, boom, you're friends with your Uncle Henach. It must be surreal to a certain extent.
But I won't lie, for sure. I started
Yeah.
watching your work
Yeah.
in Brazil.
Yeah.
Starting seeing a bunch of the stuff, and I thought you were super funny. So I started following your job.
Yeah.
Believe it, like 2 years later, that's when I moved to LA. While I was living in LA, another 2 years, that's when we met in LFA.
Did you manifest that one?
and-
Did you put on like a board? Did you put a picture of your Uncle Henach along with like your stuff you want to accomplish and stuff?
You know, actually, that one I did it, but it was very nice to meeting you, bro.
Hey, Pedro, there's a question here, and I apologize to your wife. This is with a donation here. Tim is asking, when you are at home, are you still the Punisher, or do you prefer to let you punish her, to let her punish you, basically?
So that
you don't have to answer that. Look at Renato's face. You don't have to answer that, Pedro.
Too much carioca.
Yeah, well, that's more my fans is they have a filthy. Their mind is in the gutter. Yeah, but you know what happened between him and his wifey is between him and his wifey. But your Uncle Henach when your Uncle Henach is at home, he's do the punishing. Okay, when he's in the streets, he's very nice.
Let's say I do the punisher here also.
Okay, you're the punisher. I got a question. You're 35 now. 35. At some point, when you become fucking the Punisher instead of the young Punisher, I mean, how long you're gonna be the young one Punisher?
Wow.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I was thinking about that. Lately.
Because look, I used to be Henachino, but now I'm Henachao. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like the big Renato.
So what do you think it would be like? Maybe change a nickname then, huh? Because the young Punisher, that's gonna be too old.
You know, I always forget.
No, you don't.
I always forget that it's the young Punisher. I just call you the Punisher anyway.
Punisher, exactly.
And then I forget. I see like hidden down the young. I go, the young Punisher. Oh, I thought he was like the fucking Punisher.
Yeah, but Uriah was going to change the California Kid, and then that was stupid. It was like, no, you're the California Kid. But same thing. People
All right,
I
like that. I prefer your version.
The Punisher.
No, the young Punisher. What Karyn said.
Yeah, keep it as it is.
Like the California Kid.
Because now it just means you're beating up on the young kids. The young Punisher. Like now it's like, yeah, I'm a veteran, but I'm beating that young ass.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, that sounds like something your Uncle Henach would do, but for the ladies, you know, like call myself Young Henach, like I'm.
I get it, but I don't know. I think to change it to just the Punisher, it like you're conceding that you got old. I don't think you should do that.
Lil Punisher, you know, like he's a rapper. like especially in Miami, like you take his Xanax and stuff like that. You go, yeah, boy, and the little Punisher, and you go, and it's in it, I don't know, oh, with the auto tune and stuff like that. You can do your own song, your own rap song, okay? And you're gonna be called Little Punisher.
Do you go out?
Can you turn this down, please?
Yeah, caralho, it's getting too cold in there.
Yeah, speaking of Miami, speaking of Florida, speaking of South Florida, Fort Lauderdale area, like, yeah, do you go out? What do you do when you're not training? Like, what do you do for fun?
You have a wifey.
We like to go to the beach a lot. So the water here, you know, a little bit different in California. It's warm.
Yeah,
it's nice here.
Different.
So we get, you know, my daughter loves to go. We used to have a nice boat. We used to go in the water a lot, and then, you know, the winter came and we kind of sold the boat and things like that. But we were like doing a lot of fun things here with the family, you know, going places to eat and travel just local here. There's a lot of
had to
things
sell
in
the
Florida.
boat?
I sold the boat because I was fighting back to back, and the winter the boat was going to be like in the marina for like a couple months. I say,
You know what that remind me? I used to know some happers who was doing shit in the 80s, and then their career wasn't going too good. They had to. A friend of mine was talking about the saddest day was when he had to sell the fucking chain, like the big, like that was the last thing to go. He was like, "Look, you know, like when you gotta sell the boat, for huh?"
Oh no, man! It was kind of like easy to sell the boat. You know, you gotta pay for the marina like every month.
Yeah,
so if you sell the boat, you don't have to. You know, you don't have that payment anymore.
Not, you know, I figure my boats and stuff. I just keep the one the marina.
There's a very famous saying about boats, something like this: the happiest day in a boater's life is the day they buy a boat. The second happiest day is the day they sell it. Like,
oh yeah, I guess
because they can
like
be a bit of a monkey pit as well.
I guess
I
for
believe.
boats that gives a problem, you know. But I think if you get it like a nice boat, you know, we never had a problem.
I would not let the ladies out with Renato on a boat. Let's just put it that way, Pedro.
Why not? You think it's gonna be like the movie Dead Calm?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Speaking of Dead Calm, yeah, Pedro, what are you watching? Are you into Stranger Things? Like, what are you watching? Are you do you Netflix and chill with the wifey? What have you been watching? Or do you have to just watch kids movies? I'm not sure how old your daughter is.
Yeah, I like more like science documentaries, stuff like that.
Science documentary,
anthropology, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my wife, she kind of like watches everything, Stranger Things. She was just watching right now the next guest with David Letterman.
Oh, with Letterman, I like him. I love him.
We watch kind of like everything, but myself, I like to be more specific the stuff that I like, and sometimes I like sports documentary also. So, you know, things that.
Do you like Ken Burns? Ken Burns documentary? Have you ever seen it?
No, what is that?
Those are good.
Well, he's like, he would be like the Martin Scorsese of documentary. You know, he just is. I don't know, he's the best, and he a lot of time will take one subject and then do a whole series on that one, like many episodes on just like baseball or, you know, the Civil War or Vietnam, whatever. And he just did one on Muhammad Ali, and it's like maybe 8 episodes, something like that. Just
nice.
I mean, you really should see that one, the Muhammad Ali one. It's unbelievable, my brother. Yeah,
I bet.
I'm sure he's gonna do one on your Uncle Hanacha at some point. I don't know what he's waiting for.
Oh, they must to.
Imagine that.
Let me ask you a question, Uncle Hanach.
I'm an open book.
The little bit beef you had with Nate Diaz back in those days, that was true?
Yeah. We had a little bit of disagreement in some stuffs, and I have to take responsibility for that one because I took some liberty, and you know, I can't blame him for what his response. Let's just say it that way.
But are you cool now?
Yeah, very, very much so. His brother, me, everybody, all those guys, all the guys in the camp, we all good now.
You were watching that. You were watching that thing in Brazil. We were going just crazy watching all that stuff.
Yeah, I have to say that you know, your Uncle Hanach take a lot of liberty with people, and sometimes can step on people's toes. and that come with the territory. So sometimes I do that stuff, and then sometimes, you know, you're doing those nature programming, and sometimes the fucking scorpion bites you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes it's like I was almost like, what's you call that guy? Steve Irwin, porra, you know, the crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
I do a lot of stuff with a lot of crocodile, you know, and then sometimes it's gonna get big, you know, but it's part of the program.
Super funny, bro. It's super funny and interesting.
Wow. Sometimes I do get some humor out of that one, because sometimes it's not fucking funny to me, boy.
You do. I do have to ask though, like, you know, speaking of competing with Renato, like, do you still compete in, you know, straight jiu-jitsu, that type of thing? Like, do you, you know, there's a lot of, you know, just grappling tournaments now, because it's such a love for so many people that they never give it up. So I'm curious how close to your heart that still is for you.
It's that I like to train my friends a lot, but not in a sense of competition anymore.
No.
Just no. You know, basically like every 4 or 5 months I'm fighting. So it takes a lot of the body just for, you know, take MMA a little bit on the side and focus on jiu-jitsu, especially like jiu-jitsu nowadays is completely different than when I used to compete.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a family to feed, I mean, unless you're doing one of these super fights in one of the tournaments.
And the thing that if I'm gonna compete at something, I want to be 100% focused on that to compete, because you know I'm very competitive. So I don't want to just compete to be okay.
It's interesting you said that, because I have that thought about Gary Chonan. You know.
Yeah.
Because so great.
To be honest, and I know Gary and I is good friend. You know. To be honest, I think of that whole team, even Gordon Hine to all those guys, I feel like he's the best one of that whole team, you know? And I think that's why he went to MMA, because he was bored of fucking winning, you know? I mean, I seen him beat Vinny Magalhães. And you know the size difference on those fucking guys? I mean, that was shocking to see. And I saw that one live. They had to fucking keep us separate, Vinny Magalhães. They had to keep me in a cage like a Jaws. You know how you put in the water? I was watching in the fucking thing, but they had me in my own cage. So
and how was Vinny Magalhães?
He was sweaty. He was
Magalhães.
He
Magalhães.
Was Magalhães. He refuse to say it the right way, because he don't even deserve that one. So I'm calling Magalhães, like the
Magalhães.
Yeah, you're pretty rough with it. Now it's Magalhães.
Yeah, because it sounds like pui. It sounds like a trash. Magalhães. I don't want to put. Look, it take a lot of effort to go Magalhães. I don't want
Magalhães. So how's the correct way? Magalhães.
No.
Magalhães.
Magalhães.
But even more with like Magalhães.
Magalhães.
Almost like Renato is doing. Magalhães.
Magalhães.
It's like you start off saying it like Magalhães, normal, and then you pretend you're deaf. You go Magalhães. And that's true. That's how they speak Paulista, true. They go, oh, Magalhães. Anyway, enough about how we getting on Magalhães. Magalhães. I can't stand that fucking guy. Anyway, how was he? He was obese. He was sloppy in his technique. He was out of breath. He looked like heavy Calvinho before Calvinho even happened.
Not obese.
He had a staph infection. He had a hingworm.
Not obese.
Everything.
Anyway, everything bad about that. He had his psoriasis. He had dandruff. He's heavy house. He's heavy athlete feet. And whatever.
No syphilis. No syphilis.
It's possible that one's true. But back to Gary Chonan, okay? Now, I think he suffered from the thing that you don't want to happen, because I think he went through one and he's doing well in the MMA.
MMA thing.
And then he do some side stuffs, but because he's practiced so much the MMA, so much the striking, all the different stuffs that's in MMA that's not in jiu-jitsu, I think his knife isn't as sharp as it was for just jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah, and that's how I feel.
Yeah, and I understand.
I train with people that just do jiu-jitsu. I feel that I'm a little bit a step back.
I feel like maybe in the future, way 30 years from now, when you hitchhire, then that's when you maybe do some stuff like that.
That makes sense. Well, here's
could be.
another donation here saying, Pedro, make sure you still stay in shape after you retire so you don't end up looking like a melted candle like Vinny. Magalle.
There you go, Magalle.
That was very good, Karyn.
This is true, Magalle.
Magalhães.
Magalle.
Pedro, you know, at this point, I should probably just let you go.
Wait, hold on.
What?
He'll
What?
or something. You say it. You're supposed to say it like as if you're talking about him, but then he just came in the room and you cutting it off. You go like, "Oh yeah, fucking Magalle." You know, like you cut it off. You go, "Oh yeah, Magalle." You know,
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of ways because
I think it's a good way to learn like that.
no announcer can say this fucking guy's name anyway. You know, why should they have to practice that one anyway? Who is that guy? What have
I was just gonna say, but your beef with him, Renato. I mean, I know we had the healing, we had the come to Jesus episode with you and Chris Weidman. We might need a come to Jesus episode with you and Vinny.
The only time he's gonna come to Jesus is when he's passed away, hopefully from one of his various diseases he have. Either he's gonna pass away like George Washington from syphilis, caralho. Sorry, but that's when he's gonna win to Jesus. It's not gonna happen on my watch, porra. That guy and me is never gonna be a friend. Maybe Alini, but not Vinny.
So what was the problem you guys had, Renato?
Huh?
Yeah.
So what was the problem?
The long and short of it,
girl.
It wasn't a girl's. It was. He came when I was training Chef Planet. You know, I used to dabble over there, and I got my issues with that guy too. He came and did an interview with me, and he was so fucking disrespectful and arrogant. And he thought, speaking of the fucking last cookie on the bag, and what a arrogant fucking smug. Ugh. And the way he was a creonch. He was supposed to be loyal to Hoyla, and then he's go to Edge Bravo, and he was talk shit to Minicharo and to Big Naug, Little Naug. He was disrespect on the fucking chuff. He left a bad. He left a bad taste to my mouth, and then I hear him talking this stuff and that stuff, and then when I confront the guy in front of Balu at Samurai fights,
Babalu told me. Babalu was the one that told me.
It was his life.
I was there that night.
Balu was saved his life, to be honest here. To be fair, and
I used to work at Babalu's gym in Cerritos.
You used to work that one at Cerritos, yeah.
I used to teach all the kids and adults classes.
I love Balu. He was one of my
favorites. The ladies love Babalu.
And I'm sure, well, yeah, the lady loved that one, but he's a man of my God. Only his wife is important. Where was I? So anyway, that was the genesis of the beef. And then from then on, it's just the beef have marinated over so many years now. And the beef have become so marinated with poison, with vitriol, that it can never be solved.
But there's no real reason to it. There's no reason for it. There's nothing.
It's never gonna be digested.
There's nothing. But there's nothing behind it. Oh, I used to train with you, and now I train with you.
Let me tell you something. Never mind Vinny Magalesh. What did Vinny Magalesh have to do with the price of chi in China?
I'm just saying, it seems like an empty beef. Like where's the beef? Literally,
he's an empty beef. Where is the beef? Why are we talking about him? Look, we have legends of the stage.
Pedro asked, "What's the beef? What's the root of the beef?" I think it was a fair question. I don't think we got an answer.
We're talking about a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum hack. He's like his fighter Hiko in Hockey 1, a bum. Okay?
I don't know if we'll ever know. I really don't know, Pedro, if we'll ever know.
You will know. I'm telling you now. Never. From my that fucking hand am I gonna shake that.
Yeah.
So, I'm cool with his wifey, But as far as he go, no thanks.
I don't think this is true, Tim. He's saying Babalu, and I would not say bad things about Babalu if I were you. Babalu had to pull out of a fight with Ringworm due to coming into contact with Vinny Magalhaes. I don't think that's true.
One part of this story I think could be hide is the Ringworm.
Cricket wireless, Renato. Cricket. Hi.
Am I back?
Yeah, barely.
You want me?
There you are. There you are.
Okay. So I'm good now.
Yeah.
You see, when I start talking about Magalhaes, he have doxed me. All his little friends and stuff, the fucking nerd and his disciple in Vegas and stuff, they found a way to. They don't want to get the message out about that piece of shit. And I think now he's teacher at the PI, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
he weasel his way in there. What he's gonna teach these people? What he's gonna talk that once?
He's gonna teach my. Hey, so listen, Pedro.
For 5 years.
You have a couple of weeks left before your fight here. You mentioned earlier.
Renato's the best.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier.
27 times world champion.
27-time world jiu-jitsu champion.
One and only.
Yeah.
But you mentioned earlier that you did have a little bit of trouble like finding people to replicate Sean. But basically you have what, like 2 weeks left, a little bit, right? Like, so are you just kind of fine-tuning things at this point? Like, how much do you spar? Because a lot of people have gotten away from sparring. So as we're winding down your camp, what kind of touches are you putting together here?
We're keeping with some working that we have been doing since the last 3 months. You know, we're still sparring. This week is the last week of sparring, and then starting next week, it's gonna be more, less contact and more focusing like in the cut weight process.
Weight. You don't cut a lot of weight though, no? Or do you?
I walk around the 156, fighting on 135. Now I'm weighing 150. So
a little bit.
That's normal.
Yeah, normal. 20 pounds total.
But you're not
five a week.
You're not the kind that get fat in the off season though, So it's
I try not to.
Yeah,
even
you always
Even though I like to go out eat some stuff when I'm.
I was gonna say, what's your guilty pleasure? What's the food you can't turn down?
I like pizza, ice cream, some beers.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't blame you. That's it. Those is
You're alive.
Yeah. Pizza, ice cream, and beer. God, the beer. That's the tough one to give up. Oh, I love that one.
I have, especially here in Florida, when it's hot, pool, going to the beach.
Nice cold beer.
I have one beer, nice cold beer, not much.
Yeah.
And but once I get a fight and then I start eating clean again, I that's one thing that I learned with Cobrinha. It's always keeping. Listen to that. It's always keep eating as clean as possible. So
So he bring you on a tight ship over there. He that fucking guy. What I like about Cobrinha is he's no spring chicken. He's older. He's been there. He's did that, and he's the boss over there. But unlike some teacher, he don't sit there on his phone or just barking out at people. He does the tough shit that he. He's not sitting there telling you to do some shit that he's not doing. So if you're 18, 19, 20, whatever, and then you're sitting there going, I'm tired. This fucking guy is over here doing shrimpy, scalapino, and fucking
capoeira.
He's amazing.
Fucking what's that one? The movement natural, the fucking animal shit.
Ginástica natural.
Yeah, he's doing stuff that he's pretend he's a tiger and a fucking elephant. He's doing all
it's incredible.
He's pretending
Plus
he's a Cobrinha.
Kennedy is doing great now too, his son.
His son has been great. It's amazing to see the growth of that kid, Porra. He is. I'm always proud when I see these young guys like that, when I remember how young they was,
For sure.
It's great.
It's not mine because I can enjoy that ones from afar and I don't have to subsidize that one. I don't have to pay.
And pay the child support.
Yeah, as long as someone else is paying for that one, then I support that.
Hey, wait. Okay, so Pedro, your fight is in front of a crowd again, right? Yours is in
At T-Mobile.
T-Mobile, right. You get a crowd though. Wait, so this is great. So, yeah, so you have a few weeks left. But yeah, I just wanted to just say thank you for joining us here. And I know, like we were saying when you first got here, like your fights are. Oh, nobody's like, nah, I guess I'll go get snacks during that Munhoz fight. Like you don't ever go get snacks. You don't miss yours. You only ever fight the best of the best. You always deliver. And it's just really, really fun. So I already know that all this preparation you're putting in is just going to be toward a great performance. You and Sugar Sean are going to show out. That's going to be a fight with a million eyeballs on it. Everybody wants to see that one. So just wanted to say thank you for joining us and just wish you the best of luck in that one.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, my brother. And before you go, we didn't, it slipped my mind to even ask you how you got the name. Who gave you the name, the Young Punisher? I was just curious, that one.
I fought this show in Vegas once I was living in LA. I forgot the name of the show. I think it was MMA Explosion or something. And then the promoter of that show, after that fight, he wanted to give me that nickname, and then he put it. I thought it was really cool. So yeah,
nice.
That was just simple like that.
He thought about you. He said, "God, this is the Young Punisher."
Yeah.
So you was punishing that guy? How you punish the guy he's talking about?
First round, he was a Wanderlei Silva student in Vegas. So we were just exchanging first round, and then my jiu-jitsu coach, me at the time, told me, he's like, dude, stop doing that. Just take him down and choke him. So first round, I didn't throw one punch. I blew Wanderlei Silva on his corner, took him down, got his bag, and it was like, tried to choke strong, and then eventually I got the rear neck choke. Second round. It was a tough fight.
I got a question. This makes me think of something here. How does it feel when you fighting a fighter whose coach is someone you looked up to, and then they talking shit about you? Like, knock this fucking guy out for her. Like, do you ever think like, oh caralho, Wanderlei? I thought it was, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I love you.
Yeah. That I was very fortunate that maybe in the fight I didn't hear what he was telling his students. So let's say I was lucky by that.
Because imagine he treats you like he Chael Sonnen, and you go, "I'm not gonna be your friend. I'm gonna hurt you." You remember when it's like, I don't want to be your friend. I want to hurt you. And
yeah.
And then Chael goes, "Can't let you get close."
Can't get you get close.
Yeah.
And then
I can't let you get close.
Yeah. I can't let you get close. And then, I don't want to.
Favorite thing, Pedro.
I want to hurt you.
That was crazy. It's like you and Vini Magalhães, the same beef.
It's similar. It's similar, except
exactly right.
It's true. I can't let that one get close for her.
You can't.
It's if you see Vini Magalhães right now, what are you gonna do? I can't get you get close.
If I see him, there's no words. It's just I can't let you. I'm going hiding to Chael Sonnen. Yeah. And he used
what
to
you would do, Renato? You would have punched, you would have kicked, or you would have shoot for a takedown.
Right.
I would use a street tactic, like the one hockey used.
Like poke in the eye?
5, huh?
Poke in the eye?
Well, hockey in the hockey 5. You ever seen the hockey 5?
Oh, I saw all of them.
He remember when he go, "I'm gonna take you to the street." Remember he go, you knocked him down. Why don't you try to knock me down? You remember that one? And then he go, "I got the power." That shit come, and then he start using those tactics. It looked like a WWE or whatever.
So you would do that?
A street tactic. I spit to the eyes, pull her, and then give him like a height, and then
we call croc.
Yeah, you give a cascudo. Porra. Yeah, I give a cascudo like he's my son. Yeah. Basically, anywhere I want to check is gonna be. If I want to stand, I'm gonna stand. If I want to check his fat ass down, I'm gonna choke that one down to the street, porra. Like
Oh,
it, like
good plan.
Super Fudge. You remember the book Super Fudge? Or what's the other one? Blabba. You remember the book? Judy Bloom. That was about Magalesh. You remember the book Blabba? It was about Vinny Magalesh.
No, the books that we used to see was Grace magazine and Tatami magazine.
Yeah,
but
Tatami magazine, of course.
But this was the children's books, and they have one called Blabba, and it wasn't about a whale. It was about a Vinny Magalesh.
I see that.
They did one about me. It's called Super Fudge. Yeah.
Super what?
Fudge. You know, it's like a chocolate.
Super Fudge is a
Let me
book.
on the
It
cover.
Oh,
don't.
I see.
I'm jumping on the cover, and I have fudge on my fingers, caralho, from touching black women and some Arab and some Dominican women, caralho.
What's the type of woman you like?
I love all that ones.
No, your preference.
My thing is this. I love it curves. I love all the goodies, okay? So it's like I don't care what country they came from. I just like to have it curves but strong. Like athletic but thick, you know? And then listen, if you have big titties, I'm not gonna be mad at you about that. I like that one. But I need you to have a big ass. I don't need you to have a big titties. But if you have that one, that's the cherry, that's the sprinkles on top.
Oh, you know what you like here in Miami? The Colombians.
I know. I already know, Carolina.
You're gonna like the Colombians here.
I see the ones on Instagram.
I think my brother has a Colombian girlfriend.
Listen, whatever's in the fucking water in Colombia. I mean, Instagram me every time I go. I bet this one's Colombian, and then I look the flag. It's Colombian. I go. You can almost just tell. It's like, and it's under the radar because people talk about Brazilian girls. They talk about a lot of different kind of girls. You don't really hear about Colombian. You know, all the time. Panama have some nice one too. Ooh, like the darker one. You know, but I like. If I have a preference, I like the ones that have like the skin tone. Funny enough, coincidence, like mine, porra.
All right.
But I like a white one. I like it dark. I follow a model. I can't remember her name. She's as dark as all of our shirt. Like she looked like she came from the Sudan or whatever.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's
gorgeous and having the body and stuff, but she looked dark, not like a black person, like a black the color.
I see that.
I don't see very many people like that, like Onyx, you know. But to me, I go across the board. She could have had hair, pale skin, you know. If you're you know, it's just a vibe, but also you have to have the cakes on there, you know.
One time you and I, we came back from, I think you were in Brazil for, I don't know what show I fought in that one. It was in Sao Paulo. Do you remember that?
I was at the Sao Paulo show, exactly. Yeah, that was in November of 2019. Yeah.
That's when I fought Rob Fon, I guess, right? We came back. We came back in the same flight. I remember that.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you see Rob French on the same flight?
No. There was myself and Karyn.
Me, coming back from Sao Paulo. Yeah, that was a great show. I had so much fun at Sao Paulo. That's when Jan Blachowicz was fighting Jacare.
Oh, God. I never been to Brasilia though. How was that there?
It's okay.
What's it
like?
It's
not much to see there.
I never found I don't know nobody from there.
There's not much to see there.
So Brazil is the capital of Brazil, and it was developed for the politicians.
Brazil is the capital of Brazil, Karyn.
It's the capital, but it's because it's a politician place that all the politicians live there.
It's like Sacramento is the capital of California, and then. But it's not like the hottest place everybody go to.
Well, right. This looks like a very planned out city, like where things are structural and like it's just planned out. There's not a lot of character to the buildings and things
all
like that.
The politicians in Brazil, they all live in that city.
Yeah, like in Washington, D.C.
Exactly, like that.
But D.C. at least it's chocolate city.
It has character. That has character.
Yeah, I have character.
That's old.
Talk like the guys from We Aim This City. You get, hey, Karyn Bryant. Okay, well, Punisher, it have been a hair treat. It's been a treat for you to get to see me. It's been too long. I think
It's been great having you on,
I think
Pedro.
you're gonna get some inspiration from seeing me here. As you can see, I'm glistening on here. And I'm glad that this was give you the motivation and the energy that you need to put you over the top.
For sure, it was.
Yeah. It put a
Yes,
little
well,
in there.
we're excited to see you fight. You like I was saying before, you always give such a great performance, and it's always a scrap. So just looking forward to it. And you and Sugar Sean O'Malley, that's a big profile, high profile fight. So definitely looking forward to that one at UFC 276. So best of luck to you. Boa sorte.
Obrigado.
Yeah, and if
Right.
you need any guidance or anything, you call me any time of day or night. I'm probably not gonna get the mess. I'm probably not gonna call you back, but I'm at least gonna pray for you.
That's more than enough.
From my lips to my God. Just
It's always spirit.
yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Pedro.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Ciao, my brother.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Have
We
a
love
good night, guys.
Okay.
See ya.
The Punisher.
Bye. Oh,
Well, that was
what
nice.
a good guy.
He's got a sense of humor, this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a little nervous to saw me, I can tell.
You think?
A little bit there. It's like for you to meet I don't know who was probably your idol, like Jody Watley or like maybe Head Down Chong or something like that. He probably was a little nervous, kind of. Yeah.
My light-skinned idoless.
Yeah. And you probably like, who else you like? You remember who was it? Nina Cherry?
No, I love Nina Cherry.
You know, everybody like that.
Buffalo Stance is
Yeah.
actually
Remember?
that's actually on my jump rope workout.
Oh, I used to have a crush on that one.
Oh, she was hot. Are you kidding?
Ooh.
Lisa
And her-
Bonet is another light-skinned goddess.
Back then, ooh, Lisa
Angel
Bonet.
Heart, obviously.
Angel Heart. Yeah, we should do a light-skinned Hall of Fame of girls.
We should. I realized I meant to white balance my camera today, but I didn't. It's too late now. I thought that might help because you see, when it's just you and me, I have a little tinge to it, and I was like, oh, I should white balance it.
How do you how
Well, usually you hold
You
up
do
a
it
white piece of paper,
you would do it beforehand?
right? And then it's supposed to read what white is, and then you take it away. But I was supposed to do it beforehand, and I don't think it'll
I
work.
think you look good. I don't think it's look like the green Jolly Green.
I think it looks good too. And if I'm honest, can I tell you something, Renato? I'm so excited. I bought this jumper. It's one of those Dickies coveralls. It's like the one piece thing,
Yeah.
which I ordered it, and it's like rolling the dice when you buy something from Amazon. So I wanted it, and I love coveralls. I love jumpsuits. I don't know what it is about it. Like, I love jumpsuits. So
Yeah.
I bought this thing, and I was like, okay, let's see. So I put it on the other day. I was like, oh my God, I'm in love. And like, I love it so much. So today I ordered another one. I ordered a red one. So I'm very
Ooh.
excited because I think the red one's going to be super dope too.
That's
But it's like, it fits me perfectly. Like,
Don't
when
you
I
love-
ordered it, I was looking at the thing, and some person's like, I don't know, this part this and this part didn't fit me here. And I was like, I don't know, should I order this size? And I ordered it, and I put it on, and I was like, it's perfect, and I'm in love, and it's like I'm gonna wear it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a hole of the dice when you're buying on fucking not Instagram, on the internet,
Amazon.
because you never know. But when you get it perfect, you're like, oh God, because
It
so many
feels like
times,
such a win.
so many times there's something just a little off, or it's like, oh, it's a little too big, little too small, and you're
Right.
like, but
And
when
you try to make it work.
you get it just high, and you're like, ooh, yeah.
Dude,
Well, stand up. Let's see this fucking thing here.
well, I don't know if I can really stand up, but it's like this little jumpsuit here where it's like the whole thing, and like the whole like
Then
it's
in
got the little
how's the craftsmanship in the back?
well, it's got this little thingy here. Ooh. It's good. It's good. And it zips, you could zip it down or not.
What happens
Anyway,
if it's down is have a different
I am so excited about this. So to the point where I even was like, I might even put a review on Amazon. I'm so pleased with this thing. Like
Yeah,
just because only because of the sizing thing. Like I said, like as it maybe you dudes don't think about this as much, but like with women sizing, it's just so weird, and certain pants fit a certain way, and like the way things are cut, like it makes such a huge difference. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm a 32 waist and it's gonna fit." Like it doesn't work.
Guys, is not that as big of a deal as it is for the female, but it does get into weird shit if stuff is from another country or whatever, because sometimes people's medium, and sometimes what my pet peeve is? To not be swimming in a fucking t-shirt. Yeah. I gotta get, sometimes you want to get maybe even a medium, even though you're not like a medium type guy, because well, here's the fucked up thing. The medium is gonna be perfect on the upper body, but then the cut of it here, it become like if you lift your fucking, it's
too
like
short.
Belly button, and then you're very hardly gonna get the height length with the slimmer cut on the shirt. So, and then sometimes shit, if I get a large or extra large, it's just too fucking big. But you never know.
Huge.
It varies company to company. So, yeah, that's the only time I have issues with that one. But in terms of pants, female have that problem, because if you have an ass or if you have hips, it throw a monkey wrench in the situation sometimes.
Well, and so that's the whole thing. So I'm looking at it and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, and I'm reading, and this girl's like, well, I'm this height and I bought this and this, it's perfect, but this part seems pooches out. So I was like, whatever. I roll the dice. So this is for people who need a reference. I'm 5'8". This is a size small in the Dickies coverall, and it fits me perfectly to the point where, like I said, I'm so excited about it, and I ordered another one in red. I love it.
What brand is it, Kyle?
It's just from Dickies. It's
like that. Dickies one. Yeah, you said that.
It's Dickies. So if anybody is out there and they're considering one,
I like that look. Yeah.
Size small, 5'8". This one fits me perfectly, and I ordered the red one, and I'm so excited. And to the point where I took, as soon as I tried it on, and I even took a picture, and I sent a picture to my kid, and I was like, "Yo, I love this." And then she's like, "That's super cute." I'm like, "Dude, I know."
I approve of that one. I like that.
Thank you.
Because it also look kind of young too, but not like you're trying too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's nice. I like that. It's
Thank
good.
you.
Sexy without also being, you know what I mean? It's kind of show what you got going on, but without you trying to look like you're trying to like, hey guys, look at me. It's
right.
Nice.
But also, well, thank you. And I was also already thinking, I was like, oh, it's gonna look so cute with my white Doc Marten shoes. And I was like, wait, and now I realize I'm like going back. I've reverted to like dressing how I used to dress in college and stuff like that.
Hey,
I was like,
do whatever make you happy, And also, you probably was like, "Oh, Henach's gonna think this is so cute." Look, wait till Henach see this.
Is that it?
I think so.
Hey, okay.
I hope to God that he's like this one, because if not, I'm gonna check it. Like Philip Seymour Hoffman in fucking Boogie Nights. He's like, I was hoping you thought it was cool. If not, I was gonna take it.
Oh, he's so heartbreaking in that movie. Oh my God.
Man.
Speaking of lifting your shirt and you won't cover your tummy and all that. Oh, but that one was heartbreaking.
What a sad
heartbreaking.
Story.
Okay.
Real life, true, yeah.
Speaking of heartbreaking, I do need to get your thoughts on Glover Teixeira versus Jiri Prochazka.
I almost forgot. Oh, poor.
Okay, so this went down 28 seconds, and it would have been in still, but Jiri Prochazka got the submission. And you know what? This was an incredible fight. It was one for the ages. Glover's asking for a rematch. He should probably get it. It was incredible.
Now, I didn't look at it as heartbreaking. I looked at this guy's.
Hold on, Cricket Wireless.
Oh, okay.
Say again?
Well, I'll let it pass. Am I back or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I looked at it as these guys gave us one for the ages, It was basically a fucking hockey movie. If I saw it in an MMA movie, I would throw my popcorn and go, "This is bullshit," I would go, "Sorry, that's not how it goes." You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, so there was no loser in this one because, look, if you're a fan of Yuri, he won the fucking belt. Okay, he made some stupid mistakes and stuff like that, but he still won. And if you're a fan of Glover, you're like, this guy at this age fucking gave this kid who nobody want to fight every ounce of everything. You know, he gave him all he could fucking handle. You know, so if you're a fan of Glover, you was proud of him. It was a win-win as far as I'm concerned. They really win. Glover's stock, even though he lost the fucking belt, is like his legend just went up. Even in a loss, his legacy just went up in that one. And then the fans win in that one. I mean, it's one of the best, most fun. Sometimes not the most technical, but it was one of the most fun fights in my life. You know, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was incredible. And I thought it was wild to, to hear Jiri after apologizing for mistakes and things like that, because the wildness and the sloppiness, that was what made it so fun.
He made some super stupid mistake.
I mean, yeah, he did. And listen, I'm not going to lie. Like, we both love Glover, right? So Glover's been a guest on this show. People should know, they should go back and look. I think it was episode 10. We both love him.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was rooting for Glover, but I really like Jiri. So it's really only like, I just want Glover to have a defense, because, he's in the sunset years of his career, where Jiri has all that in front of him. You know what I mean? So it's nothing against Jiri. It's just loving. It's about Glover.
Whoever win that one. I just wanted to see a great one. And I wanted to see no one get badly fucked up or embarrassed. And I wanted and they gave it. They delivered anything I could have asked for. They gave me.
They did. And that's the thing, though, at the end, I do think, because at the end it was like crazy to think that Glover is the one who got submitted and he's never been submitted. And, it seemed like, did he tap quickly? But when you saw like his face was banged up, that was the end of a war. So it was just incredible. They're both such warriors, like more power to them. And if you see the footage of Jiri, his welcome home that he got, like when it's so beautiful.
Because the Czech people, they never had, that before, and good for them. I good for everybody. And I'm of the opinion that I don't know what the UFC think about this, but I personally think even Jiri would want that him match. I think both guys should want that him match.
It's exciting
because it's so exciting, and I think for both of those guys, I think Glover feel like he could beat Jiri, and he almost beat him, and I think Jiri feel like he could do a lot better than he did. He could be a lot smarter than he did. So I think both of those guys is gonna welcome that he match. I think.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think he should get an immediate he match, even though I know Jan wants that one, but the fans, everybody should want that he match immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, and Elmo Duran saying this, actually, he's saying, I thought Glover was going to retire. No, he said beforehand, in fact, I had the pre-fight interviews up on my channel here on YouTube, that he said in fact, he's like, who knows how long I'm going to fight? Like, he was not saying he was going to retire after this. So
he's one of those guys that have like a old man energy and an old man kind of face.
Yeah.
He's not younger. He's not like old. He's not old, you know what I mean? This fucking guy's younger than Yonko Henach. You understand? But when we were together, he looked like he's in my pappy. He looked like he's in my old pappy.
Wow.
But he's health inside. But he's just having more weathered look. He's like what he looked like. He looked like he would be a character actor or something like that. You know?
I hear you. Okay, so let me move on. Then I want to get your opinion on, because this one was pretty wild for, hold on a second. Let me change this first. I want to just make sure I'm doing everything correctly here. So this is the first time in quite some time that the queen, Valentina Shevchenko, was really challenged in a fight. And, I actually kind of had it 3-1 going into the fifth. But then it was crazy. I was talking with my friend who is a Brazilian reporter during this fight with Tyler. So I had it 3-1 for Santos going into fifth. But then the way that Valentina won the last couple rounds, then I was saying to my friend, I go, Well, I thought Tyler was winning 3-1, but now I think Valentina's going to get a split decision win, and that's how it went. So it was interesting because I know retroactively they don't go back and change the scores, but it was just like she was so much more dominant with the way she did, and those rounds were close and earlier. And I'm okay with the decision, but I thought what an incredible showing for Tyler, and what a fight.
You know, here's my check on this one. The reason why I know that Valentina lost that one is because I was rooting for her, and I wasn't happy. I was going, you losing. Like, I was rooting for her. I wanted her to win, and I was like, well, she not her best work or whatever. And I thought that, you know, Chyla had that fight. I had her winning that fight. And for a judge to made it like, what was it, 49-46 or something like that, it's preposterous.
Yeah, that's not right.
I think, you know, I don't, as much as I like Valentina, I'm going to call this one how I saw it. I did not see her winning that fight. I don't see how she won that fight. I can't. And I wanted her to win.
Right.
And because when I want somebody to win, I'm even putting extra bullshit on them, like more mustard on how much, like, something they do. I'm usually going the other direction. I'm like, you know, trying to emphasize the good shit they're doing and downplay the other shit. And even with that, I was like, nah, that's not hers.
Well, to your point, D&D is pointing out, and actually he's right, that everybody should watch Overkill. Like we did What Had Happened Was Me and Angie. We had Duran win on, and Angie was kind of going in hard too about Val, about her shortcomings on this one. And I mean, it was a great fight for Tyla. And I do think that it was kind of crazy to see Valentina with her back against the wall, and to see her like not winning rounds was kind of crazy. Like that was kind of crazy.
Well, the amount of control that I mean, she was so many times she was in dangerous situation, and I know that had the big damage that happened to Chyla was from accidental head.
Yeah,
I think that
broke her orbital.
And I think that unfortunately certain judges see that stuff and they forget why that even happened in the first place. Like what that's coming from, and it looked like she got pieced the fuck up when that wasn't the case. And I just look. I don't want, even though I was rooting for her to win, I don't like when someone win when I don't think they won. I don't like to take the win like that. So
yeah.
And I was a little surprised, frankly, I know everybody, whatever. I don't want to talk shit about her, but I was a little surprised that she didn't give Chyla a little more credit in the octagon speech. It was kind of like, yeah, I did what champions do and stuff like that. I thought, boy, I would have gave maybe a little more like, hey, she was tough, man. She, like it could have went either way, but it was,
bullets.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great for me. And I'm a fan of hers. I'm a fan. This is
I hear you.
A supporter.
I hear you. No, it was a really close fight. It was a really close fight. Okay, so here I'm curious what your take was on this one. After this fight, Joanna retired. Zhang Weili is so powerful, and I remember I tweeted out right at like halfway through the first round, I was like, oh boy, she really leveled up. And so Zhang Weili to me had really leveled up, and she just looked incredible. She looked incredible. And I do think there was a possibility that Joanna could have come back from all this time off and have leveled up herself as well. I don't think being away 2 years guarantees you're not going to be as good. She could have come back better, stronger, faster, whatever. But Zhang Weili was just too much. And I'm okay with Joanna retiring, I guess. I do still think there were some cool matchups for her. But if she wants to have kids and go on with her life, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I mean, look, this first, I don't know which part to talk about, but first of all, just to say, she's been in so many wars. She's also taken a lot of damage. Where one time she looked like, a fucking last fight
superhero villain, like when her head, like You know that one that we used to fight against the Hulk in the comic book?
Yes.
I mean, she has given a lot of herself for the sport. And I think that she's been there. She's did that. You don't owe us nothing more. And, you know, of course, yeah, you know, we're greedy. We want to see some more fights. But that's a smart move as far as I'm concerned. It's like, you don't have no more. So what? You even win the belt again. What are we going to go? Oh, now we really love you. I mean, she's did it all, you know.
Yeah, she's nothing to prove.
Yeah, so I had no problem with that. But I have to say, and I appreciate her, but I've never been like a Joanna super fan or something like that. But I have to tell you, when she started giving that fucking speech, I was getting a little bit of something what got into
Did it get dusty?
And I get a little, the Covino was starting, my throat was starting to get a little for clench.
Yeah.
Because it's always emotional, you know. You see someone coming to the end of the hall of something. It's tough to see, you know.
It is. Well, I shared a picture on my Instagram with me and Joanna from 2016 when we were at International Fight Week, and it was on UFC Tonight. And, you know, she and I had also done this long special half-hour special for FS1 together. I've gone to her, you know, her after parties and things. Like, she's a badass bee. Like, I really have so much respect for that woman and what she's accomplished, and just her spirit and her gumption, and, you know, like, she's just this little beast, you know, like I like, she's just this little Tasmanian devil, you know, like I just love that. Like, I really, there's just so much about her that I really appreciate. So I was seeing how
the Pohara spirit, you know, that
exactly. And I was saying, and it's true that I'm fortunate enough that the way her career timed out, that basically for the whole of her career, I basically had a front row seat to see it all. You know, I was covering her first fight. I remember interviewing her backstage after into like 2014, and then doing this and that, and having, you know, primary access because of the shows that I was working on, or this or that. It's been really incredible because I got to see it all from the front row, you know, and it really was a treat. She's special. She's special. Yeah.
A lot of our viewers don't ever get to see that ones up close, but you got to hub it in that you have a front row seat every time. I got a front row seat.
I'm just saying, no, my point was that it was an appreciation post, really, about how fortunate I feel about that access, and knowing that I had access to greatness, and recognizing that and being thankful for it.
I look at it like you made it about yourself.
I don't think that's what I was doing at all. Actually, I was
of just her, but
that's not okay. But well, so Joe D is saying, you know, Joanna was always professional, especially when selling the fights. She rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but no one could say she did it the wrong way.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Look, she if someone didn't like her fucking personality, you can't blame them, because she was abrasive, to say the least. I mean, about when she's selling a fight.
She was because I love Rose so much. I don't like how she treated Rose, because I love Rose, but
you either love Joanna or you hate her. But the thing is, no matter if you like her personality or you don't, one thing you can never say is she can't fight and she don't have heart. So, if someone said they fucking hate her guts, I would be like, look, she's that child.
I understand. She's polarizing.
But I respect her as a fighter, you know.
Oh yeah.
And she's one of the, you know, you like any fighter that put their ass on the line, you know. She never played safe. Even in this fucking fight, from jump, there was some exchanges where they both missed, kind of, but they were like throwing fucking like home run, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Heat, and there's a lot of danger in those exchanges. I was like, fuck it, nobody's playing safe here. Both of them.
Well, no, absolutely. And speaking of which, I wanted to go back and look at our who, how, when, because we're going to look ahead to Calvin Kattar here in a second. But I wanted to see, because I said we shout out the people who get it correctly. And on this one, I'm trying to see if people have this one correctly, because it ended up being a Zhang Wei Li in the first round, right?
Oh, I don't him. I think the early in the second. Now,
wait, was it for shoot?
Why do I want to say it was early on the second?
Was it the second round?
That for some reason my mind is telling me that. But one thing I've learned.
Hold on, wait. Why don't I remember? I just remember going, "Oh snap!" UFC.
I wouldn't be surprised if you hide and I'm hot, or vice versa. I know.
I honestly don't worry. I thought it was late
was
in
the
the first, but no. Oh, well, you're right. It was round 2.
It was
Okay.
early in round 2 now.
So it's round 2, 228 at round 2. Okay, so anybody, so on the post here, I just want to make sure. So anybody? Okay. Oh, so
What?
Kevin 7195 said Weili Zhang second round TKO at 213, but not quite. So that's pretty close.
Listen, give me 2 seconds. I gotta grab something to drink here.
Go ahead, and I'll keep looking.
Yeah,
To see who else got Zhang Weili. Okay, so only one person over here got Zhang Weili. So that is for in the second round there. So there you go. Okay, so let me go now, and I want to give everybody, because we said we wanted to give everybody the shout outs for the ones that they get correctly. Okay, so let me see who got the other ones right. We have the one for Glover Teixeira and Jiri Prohaska. So Jiri, I don't know if anybody got this right. I was going to say, okay, so we got the people I'm shouting out. Nobody had picked Jiri by submission.
Oh, who
surprise,
the fuck
surprise.
What happened?
Nobody picked
somebody doing a prop bet in Vegas just to say fuck it.
Just to say F it.
Let me throw $100 on that, because first of all, no one could have thought it would go to the 5th round. And if anybody in the 5th round was going to get a submission, it was not going to be Jiri. All right. Do you say Jiri or Yiri?
It's Jiri. Jiri. It's like Jiri Prohaska.
Okay, so Jiri. Okay.
Jiri. It's kind of a GD at the same time. Like
Jiri.
Jiri Prohaska.
Like Jiri Bang Bang or whatever.
Jiri. Chitty, yeah, it's it's like it's Jiri. Okay, so but let's see if anybody got split decision for Valentina. No, everybody would have said either Valentina by by a finish, or so yeah. So
hey, look, I did not have, before that fight happened, I didn't have why I always fuck up her name?
Kyla Santos.
I didn't have Chyla having a chance, really. You know, she proved me completely fucking wrong. You know, she just made a fan of me, because look, anytime I hoot against somebody and then that person fuck up the person I was hooting for, I gotta respect that person. I gotta go, okay, wow, you know.
Oh, I 100%.
Not that she fucked up Valentina, but she was all over. She was on her like white on highs for her.
Absolutely. Okay, so that means we're looking forward to this weekend. I'll be going to Austin on Thursday. So now that means this week I'm going to put this one up for your predictions, folks. Who, how, when for Calvin Keita versus Josh Emmett. Not going to lie, those of you who watch the show know I am a complete homer for Calvin Keita. I'm from Boston,
100%.
and I just really love this kid. And he's got like everything that I look for in a fighter. He's got great personality. The kid can scrap. He's a nice kid. He loves his mama. Like he's got everything that I look for in a fighter. I'm like Team Keita. That's not to say I got anything against Josh Emmett, and he's got a bunch of knockout power as well. So I think it's going to be quite the scrap. So we will put this one up on the Festivities page on Instagram, and you guys give us your prediction on how you think that one's going to end, who wins, how they do it, and when they get it done.
The way I think about this one, I think that if you put a gun to my head and I got to bet, I'm going to bet on our boy Calvin Keita. Okay? That's how I'm going to bet. But
Yeah.
I tell you what, this fucking image is the epitome of what I just talked about someone that have to ruin the people that you're rooting for.
Yep.
I've been so disappointed so many fucking times by this guy, to the point where I have to respect this fucking guy.
And you can't get that mad at him too, though, because he's a good dude. Like you're like,
he's doing his
and he does it so spectacularly that you're like,
he's doing his fucking thing, and you have to respect that. But I'll tell you what, I can't even count how many times This guy
He
has
wrecked my boy Ricardo Lamas. I wanted to cry.
He have spoiled my barbecue more than 1 or 2 times.
Totally.
Now I garner a healthy fucking fear of this guy because I don't want to get too cocky about fucking Calvin Kattar. I would bet
he got hands though.
I bet, of course. Oh, listen, of course he does, and I think he's probably gonna be the betting favorite. But he gotta be very fucking smart about
right.
This guy. Do not. I'm sure Calvin knows not to take this fucking guy lightly. He gotta know not to take him lightly.
Here's our boy Calvin. I forgot I had footage of these guys.
Look at how he walked, like he got a little George Jefferson in there. You know, like he walked like a soul brother.
Well, he's got nice long arms because here's the thing. What I love is he does this combo, and you'll see here this like bam, bam, and then it's like this kind of shovelly left, sort of sneaky like up.
Where it's not a hook, it's like a uppercut hook kind of.
It's like an uppercut hook shovelly thing that's just beautiful.
Yeah. What they call that one? A shovel hook or whatever?
Kind of a shovel punch, but you'll see it here. And it's like, I just love it. That's a little bit of it.
Nasty.
But I think there's another one here.
He's got world champion potential. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But I just anytime anyone I know fight Amish, I'm just until the fucking bell hang I'm always on pins and fucking needle.
Totally.
But
look at our boy.
I'm excited to see the fight because the more danger, the more excitement, you know? Yeah, this fucking kid. Well, you know, it's going to be, look.
That punch.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's a tough customer.
He is. But to your point here, I want to give him his due as well, because that's the whole thing. Like you said, Josh Emmett is the guy that comes in. You're like, God, son of a G, why'd you go and ruin my thing? Like I was, because you're so good.
He's a killer. He's a killer.
And the ache looks cool. He's a little bit like, I know people have kind of called him powder before, which is not cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to call him fucking powder. I mean, he got a little bit more finesse or spice than that.
But I think it was Ricardo when he came in heavy, but then he knocked him out, and I was like, well,
that was tough.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's powerful and precise.
Yeah, and the fucking Puerto Rican kid, Burgos or whatever?
Yeah, Shane's a dog too.
I didn't have him beating him. I couldn't fucking believe this.
Yeah, Burgos is a dog. Michael, who's been on this show as well. We had a real fun episode with Michael Johnson a couple weeks ago. You guys should check that one out.
Yeah, it was great.
But there's Ricardo, and you're like,
yeah. And you know what? I had nothing against the fucking guy. He just happened. He happened to either do this. He just have a knack for fighting people either I know or I'm a big fan of. And so, just because of that, I'm never hooting for him. I don't dislike the fucking guy, but he's a spoiler. He's a fucking spoiler.
He is. He's a spoiler. He's a spoiler. And people are like, oh my God, did we say powder? Yeah, we did.
Oh, powder.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Powder, you can't give him powder. There's probably somebody else going to be powder instead. You want to know something? You want to know a fun fact? Powder.
White chocolate.
The heel guy
he trains.
He not only trains, he's a black belt.
Oh, really?
Oh, like I've hauled with him before. He had his own school, all that shit.
Sean, right?
Yeah, Flannery. Sean, his name is Sean Patrick Flannery or whatever.
Right.
He's also in that. What's the one with the Irish boys? They shooting.
Exactly.
What the fuck is that one called?
Not Boondock Saints. He's in.
That's the one. He's one of the fucking Boondock Saints. He was powder, and he was also. Remember, you're gonna remember this. They tried to do a TV show of Indiana Jones called Young Indiana Jones.
Yes.
He was Young Indiana Jones.
Right.
Yeah, that fucking guy, he's a black belt and he's legit. Yeah. Powder.
Cool. Okay.
The heel.
Right, exactly. No, that's a pretty good movie actually too.
Never mind Powder.
Okay, well, yeah. So that's UFC 2. That's UFC Austin this weekend, and also Tim Dirty Bird, Tim Means is on that card.
By the way, I got sidetracked. I had a lot of fucking stuffs going on.
Yeah,
I'm good. I didn't fucking post it because I didn't get I usually sit down and I watch the whole thing and curate.
Yes.
Okay. I'm still gonna do that. I'm sorry. I owe you. I'm on it. I'm sorry to say. Apologize for being late with that one.
Because I was going to say, yeah, people didn't really get to see as much, I was telling people about it, but Tim the Dirty Bird was our guest last week, and he was so great. And he is fighting Kevin Holland this weekend. But, Tim talked all about like what, Tim's been to jail, like the things he learned behind.
He's been shot. You know that he's been
shot. He's come back from a gruesome leg injury where his leg broke in that fight with Nico Price. Like Tim has been through it. And we had such a good conversation with him. He's such a cool guy. So people really need to go back and look at last week's episode. There's a Dirty Bird is fighting this weekend in Austin, and I'm excited. I'm going to Texas on Thursday. I'm working this weekend, so I'm excited. We got a crowd. Like I'm looking forward to it.
Stuffs with him too.
My God! Yeah,
we hunt the Gambit.
Yeah. His how he resembles Tom Brady, all of that good stuff. Yeah, all of that good stuff. So okay, so then one thing P Brown is even saying that that he was cool. Tim the Dirty Bird was very cool.
You know what I have to say about him? There's certain guys who who's another one just like that. Funny enough, come from Albuquerque. Carlos Condit. I understand, and I understand how you feel.
That was a fun show.
If I was a female or if I was a homosexual, I'd be into the guy too. But the thing is, he's another one that I knew about him for years, and I was always a fan. I never knew I wasn't a fan of his personality per se. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't like, I love that guy. Like as a person, aside from his fighting. Yeah. So there's certain guys like him and like the Dirty Bird, and I'm trying to think of other guys. Maybe a little bit of Kelvin Gastelum, where for some reason, I don't know, they're not showing you in the.
Kelvin was so good.
Yeah, they're not showing you in the normal interviews and stuff or the post fights. You're like, whatever. They get on here, and I'm like, this guy's fucking great. The sense of humor, they're fucking lighting up the room. It's funny how sometimes you have these people pegged, and the Dirty Bird was one of that guys. I just thought he was gonna have a grimace on his face, the whole time. Maybe I thought he was gonna be more, but then again, Match Brown was fun. I had him on my old podcast. Match Brown, we should get him on here.
Oh well, Matt Brown's somebody I really want to get on the show. I was just gonna say, Renato, maybe it has something to do with the woman asking the questions. I mean, maybe their vibe has something to do with the atmosphere that's created and the welcoming environment we give them.
I think it having more to do if it's like when you meet, it's like for me when I met at Bismarcky, or if I was to meet, I met Coco Beware, I met Junkyard Doggy, and I was like a child. It made me to feel like a kid again. And I think when these guys meet me, they feel like, they feel they buzz. They feel such a buzz from that. Like to meet Santa Claus, Papa Noel, something like that. Light skin Santa Claus.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but
Mrs. Claus, and so it's like it's kind of nice, but Santa Claus the one who had provide all the present. Mrs. Claus just sit around, bake cookies in there.
Is that it? Is that all? Okay. I want to move on, Renato, because
of course.
I want to, of course. Well, one other. Well, let's move on. A question for you. The NBA finals are going on. Oh, hold on a second. Whoops, I keep forgetting to do this. So the NBA finals are going on right now, and I'm from Boston, so I am rooting for the Boston Celtics. But of course, they are up against the Golden State Warriors. But it's quite the series. I was watching the game last night, and as I was watching, I was like, "Dang, I should have gone out to watch this at a bar or something. It would have been more fun to watch with people." I honestly, even though I'm from Boston and that, I am a Celtics fan, like I don't watch as much basketball. Like I can't say like, oh my God, my heart's so invested in this. Like, may the best team
But,
win or whatever. I'm going to root for
listen,
Boston, but whatever. But it is fun to go out and watch it. I should be watching it with
of
people.
course. And you know what? Look, I never was that much of a hockey fan, but when the Rangers start getting far in the playoffs, I'm gonna be excited for the Rangers because that's my adopted city.
Right.
York. So
Yeah.
so I'm all about the Rangers when they win. But I mean, I support that ones. But I think a problem for you're gonna deal with here. There's a lot of hatred for you're gonna have to go to a Boston themed bar, like an Irish bar, because
I know a lot of people don't like Boston here.
even though then people is not really Warriors fans here. You know what? The thing is that you gotta remember, Los Angeles Lakers and Boston Celtics is tied for the amount of world championships now. So they desperately don't want the Celtics to win this one because they don't want them to be one up. They hate the Celtics. So you would have been depressed because everybody would have been hooting against the Celtics and they would have been hubbing it in onto you.
Well, yeah, and in fact, the whole sort of legacy, the whole idea of Celtics versus California teams, like I've said this before, I grew up as a Celtics fan. Like I went to Casey Jones basketball camp. I'm from outside of Boston. That's my team. So even with Kobe, as great as he is, that's the same last name I have, that he's an amazing player. Yeah. I don't have any gear that says Bryant on it because he was on the Lakers. So I was like, I'm never going to wear anything gold and purple, like never going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing you can do, I think we mentioned this before, you could get a Loa Marion throwback, from his
right.
Because
but I can't wear anything.
It has
Lakers
and Melo or whatever. It's nice colors.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. Okay, but so with that said, with the basketball going on, there's some great games. I thought it would be kind of fun to sort of get people talking about what your favorite basketball movie is of all time. And, I just put I'm going to put up some of the better known ones here that we can sort of talk about and debate. I don't know if your favorite might be up here. Obviously White Men Can't Jump is one that I think is up for one of my top ones. I watched Coach Carter again not too long ago. That was great. Hoosiers is kind of great, but for me, it probably is White Men Can't Jump is probably the one I know the most.
You know what? Of all I love basketball movies, and there's a bunch that I love that's not on here, but this is a great list too.
Oh, really?
Oh, there's some big ones on there, but I mean, this is a lot of the good ones,
Okay.
But you have The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. Mighty, mighty Pisces.
Yeah.
I love that one. I wanted to put that one on there. I can't believe I forgot. I did mean to put that one on. The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Fast Break, which was the other one that had Carter, from Welcome Back Carter. It was the coach.
Right. Fast Break, great with Gabe Kaplan.
Exact, Gabe Kaplan. And that was always one of my favorites. But and Hoosiers is like the Academy Award winning type, where it's like it's hard to beat in terms of like a serious great film. It's like classy, like The Natural or something like that.
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, but boy, oh boy, White Men Can't Jump. It probably don't get better than that. I mean, that movie I've seen more than any of the other one. It's just so rewatchable. It's just fantastic. It's just such a fucking great movie. Anytime it's on, I turn it on.
I kind of shudder to think that they're remaking it. I think it's a real. Oh, they are doing it right now.
Who's in it, please?
What's his face? Is playing. What's his face? Who? The rapper. Not Post Malone. What's his face? Jack Harlow. It's Jack Harlow. And who else is in it?
What have you acted in before?
I forget. Oh, people are saying Blue Chips. Christian one.
Blue Chips. I meant to say that on the ones that I was talking about.
See, Air Bud, I think is silly. I couldn't include Air Bud.
Yeah, some kids might like that one. But I tell you what, Blue Chips, there's no other really college basketball movie. That's the one, And it has it had some serious. It had fucking Shaq in there. It had a Penny Hardaway before people really knew.
And Fernie. Okay, I'm looking it up
Yeah.
to see. But yeah, I agree with you in terms of
Oh, you know what?
White Men Can't Jump being perfect.
Wait, you put semi-pro in there.
I did put semi-pro here. I'll play it again.
That shit is funny.
It is funny.
That shit, I like that one. I mean, it's not on the level.
Yeah, semi-pro is very funny. It's in there.
That shit.
I didn't see the Way Back. That's the new one with Ben Affleck. People said that one was good.
I didn't see it either, but I did hear good stuff about that one.
Okay.
Have a Hoosiers vibe to it, you know, like the alcoholic shit and the serious business stuff. You know what I love about White Men Can't Jump Through is like the fact that it ended on a sour note of like him losing the girl, you know. And
yeah. Spoiler alert. No.
Well, whatever. But
I'm kidding.
It made you. It felt like real life, even though it was a lot of comedy and stuff. It didn't try. It didn't try to insult your intelligence and stuff, and it left you with that feeling of like there were satisfying things, and there was the friendship between them, but it was also like, yeah, he fucked up one too many times. I mean, that lesson about sometimes you win, you really win. You know, sometimes when you lose, you really win, and sometimes
you really win. Exactly.
It's so fucking true, and it's profound. Even though there's a lot of goofy shit in that movie, there's a lot to learn from that movie.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn, and all three of those actors, Rosie, Wesley, and Woody, to me are like peaking at their stardom, at how good they were, and they're acting like it's the trifecta of three beautiful people coming together and like making freaking magic. Do you even know, to this day, I still, when I see something that says Vista View, and I go, because there ain't no Vista, and the damn sure ain't no view of no Vista.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my, like I can't. It's
that shit. I mean, the Stucci brothers, the Stucci brothers are back or whatever.
The Stucci brothers,
like, look at that guy. Look at what we did. Look at this guy.
The Stucci brothers. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, this is ridiculous. It's Jack Harlow is going to be making his acting debut in the reboot of White Men Can't Jump. So they're saying the same guy who did the House Party remake. Kenya Barris is doing.
There was a House Party remake.
I don't know. Kenya Barris who does Blackish. Okay, so White Men Can't Jump is a new take on the sports comedy. Blah 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 blah.
Who's Wesley?
So Harlow's going to step into the role played by Harrelson.
I should hope so.
I know, obviously. And then the other side, blah 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 blah. I forget. Okay. I'm trying to see. Yeah. Lance Reddick is going to be playing the role of he's in the John Wick movies, I guess. And then Tiana Taylor, and she's coming to
going to be
Wesley
Snipes.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not trying to read all this right now, but yeah, they're remaking it, which seems to me precarious.
Listen, here's why I'm do what you want, but here's why I'm not interested in that one. Part of the magic, I forget the guy's fucking name who wrote and directed that one, but he's the same guy who did Bull Durham. You know what I mean?
Yes, Bull Durham's so good.
He has a certain style when it comes to sport movies that's his own thing that nobody else. You can immediately tell his movies. It have its own fucking way about it, and
because there's heart and there's romance and there's sports and
there's also tasteless shit, but with heart. You know what I mean? Like it's a he strikes a balance that kind of nobody else does.
Yeah,
and his hiding is smart. Okay, you couple that with him and his style, and you have Woody Harrelson, who is one of he's a great fucking act. Like not just. Yeah, he does some fun, silly movies and stuff like that. But this is a guy who been in Milos Forman shit, winning or being up for Oscar for shit. This guy's a fine fucking actor, for heel, you know. And then Wesley Snipes is Wesley Snipes. I mean, he's also kind of an underrated actor. I mean, let's face it, God, New Jack City is kind of a schlocky exploitation flick. That's a lot of fun. His performance in that is almost Oscar worthy. He elevates that fucking movie. If you watch that now, it hold up. You go, God, he was good in that shit. You know. So you got these two guys who also already have been in movies before together and known each. They was in Wildcats together. You remember the fucking movie Wildcats?
I do remember that. I have seen it. Yeah.
The high school football team with Goldie Hawn and stuff like that.
Yes.
They was on the team together. That's when they met each other. They had a rapport from all the way back then. And what's his name? Woody Harrelson was the quarterback, and fucking what's his name played Jermaine, the Ebony Lava. And yeah, he was calling himself the Ebony Lava. And he is ebony. He's very dark. And you remember they did at the end, if you watch the credit, they did like a check on because it came out near where like the Super Bowl shuffle. You remember?
Yes.
And so
the
they
dance
did a version of that. And I remember what's his name? Wesley Snipey. He was like, my name is Jermaine, the Ebony Lover. I validated everyone. I'm under the cover. And then there was like, you remember? And they have like, it's the sport of king, better than football. Anyway, I love that movie. So you got these guys who is great actors, great script, great filmmaker, with all this shit together. It's a magic combination. And now you're gonna replace every fucking element of that and same magic. Why not just create something different of your own?
I don't
flavor with a different name and just make it your own basketball chair.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not.
Now, said that they might lock up on some shit, and Jack Harlow might be a revelation, and he might be just a fucking natural.
He might be,
but
he might be.
I don't got high hopes about that.
Ryan is mentioning Above the Rim. That was on my list. I put that one. That was on the list with Tupac, right?
Other stuff you didn't put on there, I would have forgot you. The Basketball Diary. But I have to say, after I saw the movie before I had the book, you know, it's based on the book. When I had the book and then I watched the movie again, the movie was pooey. The movie was garbage. That's how good the book is.
Well, Jim Carroll, that's different. It's totally.
The book is one of my maybe one of my top 5 favorite books of all time.
Wow. Okay. All right. Somebody is mentioning Teen Wolf too, and that actually, I guess, is kind of a basketball movie. I guess Teen Wolf or something, but
you know what? It's debatable, but it's in the conversation.
And yes, Daedalus, Love and Basketball was on my list there.
Yeah, I think I was a little too. I think I was already too old to be affected by that. Maybe if I wasn't like younger when that came out, I would have been more into that one.
Yeah. Okay. But that was one. But yeah, I'm not sure, you know.
Oh, you didn't put Juana Man or whatever? No, I'm kidding.
Juana Man. Oh my God. No, I did not put Juana Man. I did not put Air, but I did put Space Jam. I actually did the press junket for Space Jam. So I remember meeting Michael Jordan sort of kind of at this press conference. And I remember it was a big deal. And I remember being so excited to ask him a question because I was like, holy crap, it's MJ. Like I was saying, like I really do like basketball. I played basketball all the way through high school. And I was saying, I went to Casey Jones basketball camp.
Yeah.
And, I played all varsity, all 4 years in high school. So I was
freshman year varsity.
Yeah. I played all varsity, all my sports, all 3 of my sports. I played all varsity, all 4 years.
No shit. That's a big accomplishment. Unless you went
I had the most
experimental homeschooling or something like that.
I didn't go to homeschooling. I had the most varsity letters out of anybody in my class, including the guys, because I had 10 varsity letters. In fact, for my basketball, my coach didn't give me a letter my freshman and sophomore year, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have had 12. But I graduated with 10 varsity letters.
How the fuck? You would think, you know how you always paint the picture like as if when you was in school, it was like welcome to the dollhouse, like you was Wiener Dog or whatever. You remember that movie? You ever seen that movie?
I love Welcome to the Dollhouse.
So good. You remember she goes like, but you was
love that movie.
Remember the guy she have a crush on? She's like, but you were part of that Special People Club. And then
Special People's Club.
and then the guy, her crush, goes, special people equals he charted. And then she goes like this. And then he just like slowly closed the fucking door.
Was it she wants to meet him at 3:30 so he could like, I'm gonna rape you.
Oh, that was the other guy, the kid. He's like, at 3 o'clock, I'm gonna rape you. At 3 o'clock, I'm gonna rape you. Fuck you, wiener dog. That fucking movie is so funny.
That movie is so good.
That is one of the most underappreciated fucking movies. Talk
Welcome
about
to the dollhouse.
Wiener Dog. Yeah, fuck you, Wiener
It's
Dog.
so good.
It was such assholes to her, Wiener Dog. Wiener Dog sucks.
I might have to watch that one with the kid. I don't know. That's a great movie.
Especially, there's not a lot. Nowadays, you have this. But back when it came out, there was not a lot of movies about a girl's nerdy experience in high school, like showing the fucked up shit for a girl, you know? Nowadays, kind of
there's more. There's a lot more. But yeah, you're right. Back in the day, there was that. And Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Judy Blume. So, yeah, what was I going to say? What the fuck? Oh, Wiener Dog. So I would have thought you was in band camp or like you was part of the chess club or whatever, the way you make it sound, but you was a fucking varsity. I mean, those people is usually pretty fucking popular.
I know, but I was also
watch, and then people was like, "Fuck you, you nerd." I mean, I don't know.
No, like I said, I had friends in every group, but I was still a chocolate person in a time where people were not as open to dating people that weren't like them. I was one of the very few at my school, and so I had 0 dates.
You should have found someone like Augustus Gloop, you know, in Wonka. He go, I feel sorry for Vanka. It's gonna cost him a fortune in five.
No, I had absolutely
he liked chocolate.
This many dates through high school and through college. I got 0 dates.
Well, you look. If it make you feel better, if I was in high school, I would have gave you this. I would have gave you this many. This one, Yeah.
Yeah. No prom for KB. No dates for KB.
Experience.
But look at me now. So much has changed. Still no dates. But hey,
listen.
At least that's because it's my choice.
It is
not.
To be honest, it is your choice. I mean,
I suppose like it is. Yeah, I'm not out here getting rejected, Renato. I just don't see. There's nothing. I haven't seen anything I want. Like, what am I doing? And where are the men? Like, where are the men? Legit, where are the men?
There's nothing wrong with being selective like that. True. It's like when it's on your own term. What's sad is if you was out there just trying to fucking, you have like a cigarette, you're at a singles bar and you're like by yourself with a glass of wine, like, that's sad. But if you're not out there really doing it and you're just like, I'm doing other stuffs,
it's fine.
That shit comes also. I find even though your Uncle Hanach have like a embarrassment of hitches or whatever when it comes to us, these stuffs do go in seasons for whatever fucking reason. You know how sometimes you have good luck, you have bad luck.
Yeah.
The Punchang market, sometimes just you can't miss.
Sometimes you can't miss.
For whatever fucking reason, someone you with get a boyfriend or a husband, somebody moved to another state, and then all of a sudden you had it all figured out, and then you're like, God, are you my stable? You know? So
I'm not worried about it.
And you're like, what the fuck is going on here? And then sometimes you just can't lose. You're like, wow, I don't know what's going on here.
It'll be okay. I'm not going to stress about it. It'll be just fine. Hey, one thing I am stressed about though, Renato.
Oh no.
So we have the nickname showdown going on here. And last week we had a couple of brackets. We did 2 brackets because we're getting down to the semis and quarters and stuff.
Okay.
And I just want to show people what we were debating last week, and then I'll show the results. Because if I'm honest with you guys, it came down to the wire. It's very dicey. I was like legit, like, wait, what? Nervous about a couple of things. So this was the results last week. This is what we were playing with last week.
And that shit's too small for you.
Okay, sorry. But last week, anyway, we were going to have, sorry, this is the wrong one. That's not the one I meant. Anyway, we're going to have Touchy Feely up against Sexyama, and we're going to have Thug Rose up against.
Well, what was the fucking consensus on the online? I mean, did people?
Well, here we go.
Oh God.
So here's the thing. Okay, so yeah, this is the bracket. This is the bracket that we were working with last week. Okay, so we had Sexyama versus Touchy Feely, Little Evil versus Thug Rose. I'm about to give you guys those results, and then the only thing left, we have Axe Murderer versus Karate Hottie and Korean Zombie versus Natural Born Killer. We'll get into that this week. So we're looking at the results of Sexyama versus Touchy Feely and Little Evil versus Thug Rose. That's what we're gonna have here now. So. This was a little bit crazy. I was a little bit I was just yeah, sorry. So here we go. It came down to the wire, but Sexyama got 50.5%. Touchy Feely got 49.5%. So Sexyama just barely edged out Touchy Feely, 50.5 to 49.5. Absolutely insane. But then Thug Rose was a blowout over Little Evil, 75.2 to 24.8.
I'm not surprised. I think they got it right on the Thug Rose. And the one thing I'll say for Touchy Feely, because I can't lie, I'm very disappointed from that. But the one thing I can say that make me rest easy is it wasn't a blowout. If it had been a blowout, I would have been upset. But this was a split decision, and we left it to the judges. And some people made some erroneous decision here, and they'll have to live with that for the rest of their life.
It's about as close as it could get, and people have argued, excuse me, that we could have maybe those two could have been in the finals. Like they shouldn't maybe have been up against each other so early, and that is neither here nor there. Whatever.
That's not look out, and it's about who's had the best nickname. I
was just gonna say, and it's not for the faint of heart. So that means Sexyama will be going up against Thug Rose in the semis, and now that means, folks, this week we need to know what you feel about the Axe Murderer versus Karate Hottie, or Korean Zombie versus the Natural Born Killer. So these are also two more really tough brackets. Here.
You already heard my spiel on that last week, Paul.
Say that again. You
heard my spiel on that last week.
Yeah.
So go to the video check because
so Karate Hottie versus Axe Murderer, Korean Zombie versus Natural Born Killer. Now, that's where we stand.
Zombie would be a very
Karate Zombie
provocative nickname, Carayo.
The Karate Zombie. Yeah. All right. Well, Renato, so that's where we stand. We'll put those brackets up. That's basically everything I needed to get to. So we can look and see if there's any more questions or if there's anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here.
I don't have any other stuffs, but let's look at the questions, see what's happening here.
But you're feeling better-ish?
Yeah, much better. I'm not 100% yet because I really was dealing with, I didn't bellyache about it online or nothing, but I hadn't been able to shake this fucking shit.
Sucks.
And then I experimented with some antiviral stuffs. The new one they have to combat the COVID for, the one they have. And it's approved, or I forgot the language, but the purpose is true. If you in the first 5 days you take it, it's going to help you for it to fuck you up real bad. Mm-hmm. It's no matter if you're vaccinated or not. And then after that, though, it's not as effective. But they starting to do research about people who have a long COVID and those kind, and they're finding that it can be very effective for that shit too. But they don't have enough, because we haven't had enough time with this fucking shit. It just so they don't have enough research enough to say, yeah, let's give it to you for this too. But certain doctors is fucking around with giving you someone like myself, who just can't shake it, even though it's not like I could go, it's not like I was laid up on a fucking ventilator, but I also like was not well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sucks.
It's going on too long where it plateaued and I'm not getting better. So I'm on the second day of taking this shit, and it's working. I feel it. It's taking away. There was this general feeling, you know, the feeling you feel when you get sick, or when you're about to get sick, where you go, something's fucking not right. I've been having that for like a week beyond when most of the heavy shit was done, you know?
Yeah.
Still the phlegm. So that and the phlegm. So you wake up every morning going like, God damn it, I'm not fucking better yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
then so I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna try something else. And then lo and behold, I will see. I don't want to fucking jinx that one, but so far, I feel like it's doing something because I don't feel that shitty tingling feeling in here. Mm-hmm. And I feel a little more like zest. I don't know, something. You know?
Good.
So let's see. I'll let you know in about 4 days.
Okay.
The shit
all right.
Completely better.
Well, I hope you
about that.
I hope you do feel better. But yeah, people should know that like I said, I'm heading to Texas this weekend, so I'll be working this Calvin Kattar fight. Calvin is a former guest of ours, telling people, so he was like, it was the first show of this year. People can go back and look. We had a really good time with Calvin. He's such a fun guy, and we had a really good episode with him. But then also, yeah, Tim Means, the Dirty Bird, was our guest last week. He's fighting this weekend, so people should totally check that one out as well. Oh, wait, looks like I don't want to miss out. It looks like, is there a question here? This is with a donation here. Where did it go? Here we go. Hanato. Can you discuss the final of your 23rd World Jiu-Jitsu title when you were initially disqualified for excessive oil checking, only to appeal the decision and have the result overturned?
You know, I never liked to check someone's oil and chow. We're gonna have to. That is a long and harrowing story. I feel that it's best for another episode because we're getting to the end of this one. But we put a pin in that one and we're gonna discuss. Okay. But yeah, what the fuck? I was like, what were you just saying before that?
I thought I was saying something about what?
I said, and thank the person for the donation.
Yes, thank you, Tim, for the donation there. Yeah. No, I was just saying I'm going to Texas. I'm working this weekend. I was just telling everybody that, you know, Calvin is a former guest, and Tim, the Dirty Bird, was our guest last week, and we had a lot of fun with him. So people should go back and look at these shows. You know, this is episode 40, actually, Renato, which is pretty incredible that we've done that many, and we have really a great guest list. So, you know, there's still always people that we keep coming up with ideas of people that we do want to have on, but we've already had a pretty extensive, awesome list of people on already.
We've had more awesome list than most anybody else could even have in 10, 15 years of podcasts. We're lucky that way, you know. We've been blessed by my God. I think God is sent us this one. Someone said Hemdesivir or whatever, and that's not the one that I took. It's the one. Now I forgot the fucking name, so who cares? It's some stupid name that sounds like Covinho. It's like Covizinho X or whatever. You know, it's one of these stupid ones. But it was developed by Pfizer, whatever.
And Dean Diaz, the right exact idea, says, check out the Calvin Kattar episode from earlier this year. People also hit that like button, KB and Uncle Hanach. We even had Dana White pop in as well. And yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I was like, I got to hit D-Dub up and see if we can get him for like a real episode. Just him, that'd be really fun.
He came on of his own village. You know?
I know. He just popped in. So it'd be really fun. It'd be really fun. But yeah, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and tell your friends about this if you like it. You know, what's fun with this, Renato, every week, I'll see comments in every week. There's somebody's like, oh my God, like, this is hilarious. I had no idea this thing existed, you know, and that's really the thing that's so hard. It's so polluted out there where there's so much stuff, right? There's so much, everybody's yapping at you. Like, watch my thing. Look at my thing. There's so much stuff So it's hard to make an impact, but we're doing something a little different. I think we have a lot of fun. I think the people that come on have a good time. It's a different vibe. And so if you do like what you're seeing, please tell your friends about us.
Yeah, and it's also eye candy for the women and stuff like that. I mean, what other...
You said for...
Oh, well, also, I guess for some... Yeah, you know what? Come to think of that one, there's probably a couple of guys who's intrigued by you, you know?
Only a couple.
Just a few of that one.
Well, I still haven't had any dates, so we know it's a very, very small amount.
I think it's more amount than you fucking think, but good on you.
Well, they could let themselves be known would be great.
Anyway. You heard it here. Stop
anyway.
sending them dick pic. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Please do not.
Dick pic. It send the wrong message.
Oh God, yeah, please do not send anything like that. Okay. I believe I've got the thing where I can tell everybody where they can find us. Is this it? This is where you can watch the show. Fistivities.com, my YouTube, Karyn Bryant, Renato's Twitch, and my Twitter /Karyn Bryant as well. This is where you can find me if you want to follow me. YouTube, Karyn Bryant, Twitter, Karyn Bryant, and over on Instagram @KBHeat. And if you are looking for Mr. Renato Laranja on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, Renato_Laranja.
Look at that one. Yeah, and if you have Twitch, listen, I'm not prolific on Twitch, but you might as well follow your Uncle Renato on there just for shits and giggle.
Yeah. An easy thing to do though is to go over to fistivities.com. That's where you have like all of our shows and everything. Or if you see it on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and then that way you'll always know when we have new shows. We do this every Tuesday night at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. How
about this? If you're a fan of the show and you really like that and you're watching right now, take the fucking thing, a link of that one of the YouTube show when it's come up, or now you can even do an old show that you like or whatever. Share that one in you fucking Instagram me. Share that with the people you fucking,
it's true
that you follow us. That's how it happened, people. Because the algorithm, just because you have a lot of followers, don't mean you have the same amount of people who've seen your shit.
Right.
Like we have over 100,000 a piece here. A fraction of that is seeing our shit, and that's by design because they want to make you pay for that stuff. Because why the fuck would you pay for it if they was doing? So if you have 1 million followers, you're only getting like 50,000 fucking people seeing your shit. Imagine if you have 100,000, 150,000 or whatever, it's going to be way, way less. So you might think, oh, they got all these followers, but people ain't seen this shit.
They don't see it.
And I know this because I can post a post that I've posted maybe 50 times before. And people will go, you'll see people go, oh, that's hilarious. Oh, where did you find it? Like as if it's something that just came out. And you can tell, oh, these people are not seeing everything. People ain't seen every stuff,
That's right. That's right.
We need, in order for a show like this that is grassroots, we need you got it's word of mouth, just like a great indie movie or something like that. It's word of mouth, and that's the way it's gonna be. Because what the fuck else we gonna do? Buy a billboard like the guy from The Whom or whatever?
It's true.
So
it's true. Well, thank you though for those of you who joined us, and we really do appreciate your company, and thank you for the questions and for being part of the conversation. And if you missed anything, we did have Pedro Munhoz on, who talked about his fight with Sugar Sean O'Malley, and just some of the epic fights that he's had throughout his career in the UFC, and really just a good dude. That was a lot of fun.
I got one more on that subject, real quick, about our show and growing that one.
Huh?
Now, one other stuff's about why, see, some of the stuffs that get very popular, they also have a big companies behind that one, either in the sponsor, or it could be the UFC, or it could be, take your pick of whatever channel and shit like that. The problem is, once you get involved with stuff like that, then they start telling you, don't say this, don't say that, take it easy with saying that. So one of the stuff that I think people enjoy about this is we can say whatever the fuck we want. And we do say whatever we want. and we enjoy ourselves, and we fatter by the you know, whatever
We're truly independent.
Yeah, we're independent, which means we can do what we want. We can say anything we want because we're not beholden to these people. But if you want to see this kind of shit, it has to be grassroots, because we no big companies is they worry about, oh, but he said this and oh, they said that, and it's like, you know, so we need you. If you're truly sick of whatever cancel or culture or whatever, well, you gotta support grassroots stuffs.
Yeah, because the big companies, they spend the money on the advertising. So those are the shows that everybody knows about. And so, yeah, like you said, they then wield creative control. And so those people are hampered, and they may be not having as much fun as we're having on our shows, but everybody knows about those shows and gets to watch those shows because they're promoted more. And so, like, I'm literally a one-woman operation over here putting these shows up and doing the graphics and promoting it. And all we have is basically our 2 social media channels to promote this thing. So we're hustling and we're doing the best we can. And I think we're putting out quality product, and I would love more people to see it.
Yeah. I mean, well said. Amen. And I feel like I'm like the Santa Claus that's out there sliding down your chimney and eating your mom's milk and cookies and stuff like that. Not your mommy, but who knows?
I'm just glad you finished the sentence.
Yeah, and then you have your Mrs. Claus, who's back there doing the stuffs and creating the graphics and stuff like that, and doing the stuffs from home, caralho. So it's a Santa.
Somehow I feel like I really just lost in that analogy, but at any rate,
Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus.
We really do appreciate you guys for being here. Oh, and Johnny saying, Johnny Morrow saying we need shirts, hats, etc. We need the merch. We're working on that. That is something that I literally was talking to somebody about the other day, about drawing something for us. We know talented people, and also a D&D saying, or a Patreon. We've talked about that being a possibility.
Lion's share of the apparel money.
You cricket kicked out for a second, but
Of course.
But Brewster is saying you love the show and you're telling people to watch in 20 minutes. Thanks. But yeah, your cricket is kicking in and out a little bit. That might be perfect timing for us to say goodbye anyway, Renato.
I'm back.
All right, yeah, the cricket is the time's up for the cricket. No, you're still frozen, baby. You're frozen. I'm sorry. But listen, folks, thank you so much. And we love you. Oh, thank you, Lucky Coast. I really appreciate it. Oh, there you are. Hi, kind of sort of jittery a little bit, doing the jitterbug. You're sort of kind of back, sort of a little bit.
Well, ciao, everybody. You're not gonna have your Uncle Renato kick around anymore.
There you are.
Okay. Everybody, thank you for all the donation. Karyn will spend that money wisely on herself.
I tried to take you out to dinner. I tried to say, let's have a team dinner.
She's gonna buy the whole rainbow of.
I tried to take you out for a team dinner.
I'll give you a team dinner. Kill boss.
We were gonna go to that really good vegan place.
I'll give you a team dinner of kielbasa. Hold the sauerkraut.
I'm not giving you taco night. I'm not giving you Taco Tuesday is what.
Well, we'll see about that. If you get starving enough, we'll starve you enough.
Never.
That's
Never.
Right. And then I came in like Blackula. I'm gonna came in like Count Chalk.
Anyway, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We will see you next Tuesday. We'll have a good time, but we really appreciate you guys being here with us. It's a lot of fun. What are you saying? See you later, folks. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Yeah. See you next time.